And you know what that means. From Bernie Arbor Stadium, it's Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. The Cardinals hosting the Brantford Red Sox, a 4-0-3 battle as the Cardinals jockey for playoff positioning on this, the last weekend of the IBL regular season. It's Reed Duffy alongside my broadcast partner Neil Sriwastawa with Troy Islikar down at field level. And Neil, tonight the Cardinals need this one, and they need it in a bad way.
They definitely need this one, and they need a little help from the Toronto Maple Leafs to do a favor and knock the Guelph Royals off twice this weekend if they want to move up the standings.
That is going to be the test for the Cardinals. Can they jump past one of Toronto or Guelph? They're going to need a run here in this last weekend, and things got a little bit more complicated yesterday, Neil, with a rain out.
Exactly, it did. It's not going to push things back a day. Of course, now the Cardinals are going to finish their season on Monday against the Kitchener Panthers as long as Mother Nature cooperates the rest of the weekend here.
We will send things down to field level for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Once again, Emma with a brilliant rendition of O Canada to get us kicked off. And Neil, in a big one for the Cardinals tonight, they're going to go a little bit off the board. Dylan Clement from the Junior Cardinals gets the call on the hill tonight.
The Hamilton native born on Christmas Day. Must feel like it's Christmas Day out there. He's getting the start for his hometown team here in front of a big crowd on hand as well.
Yeah, massive crowd on hand. It is hockey night in the ballpark. The Hamilton Kilty Bees are here this evening, and they are still filing in. The grandstand below us is just about full. Down left field, as we've become accustomed to, the bleachers filling up and a crowd making their way over into the right field side. So it's going to be loud tonight, Neil. It's going to be exciting as you get a look from the backside. And what Dylan Clement is going to stare into is the glove of Luis Bernardo. You can't ask for a lot better as a pitcher in your first start than to have Bernardo behind the plate.
Of course, the veteran Bernardo with a big night or a big afternoon last Sunday afternoon here at Bernie Arbor Stadium as well. 4 hits in the contest, including the game-tying home run in the 8th inning. Got the win on the mound as well, so hopefully Bernardo he's in good hands with Clement as well.
Luis Bernardo has been a key to the Cardinals' success so far on the season. If they want success in the playoffs, he is going to have to work his way through this pitching staff as we take a look at the Brantford Red Sox batting order. It's going to look a little bit different from the last time that we saw them. Well, take a look first at the starting lineup for the Cardinals. And the Brantford Red Sox batting order led off by Kieran Bowles.
Bowles will lead off. Gus Wilson, who's been on a tear at shortstop, batting .369 on the season, 4 home runs, 29 RBIs. He's definitely the player to watch in this Red Sox lineup. Christian Kazemska is batting 3rd. Chris Weiss 4th. Jeremy Avieu in 5th. Nick Burdett batting 6th. Tyler Wilson 7th. Jesse Biffbaum in 8th. And Jared Lepton batting 9th to take on Dylan Clement.
As Kieran Bowles will be the first man in, and, well, welcome to the IBL, Dylan Clement. And we will get a look very quickly at what Clement brings to the table. The Cardinals very excited about his future. They need a little bit of that to be right now.
No question they do.
Clement delivers, and it's a first pitch strike to start the outing, and he wasn't even happy with it.
Nope. Bowles batting .293 on the season, 1 home run, 17 RBIs. Of course, he takes over in the leadoff spot for the departed Matt Fabian, who was returned back to Ithaca College.
And Bowles hammers this one deep into center. Quinn Cotton has a look, and he's underneath it, one away.
Cotton with the F8 to retire Bowles, and Gus Wilson, we mentioned off the top, 369 on the season. 4 home runs, 29 RBIs in the 2 spot for the Brantford Red Sox.
Neil, you and I have talked about this before. The Red Sox over this season have had some players tearing the cover off the baseball, and for one reason or another, it just seemed like in games, bad luck would strike.
Of course, you look at they've committed 90 errors on the season as a team, a .936 defensive rating behind them as well, so that's the difference there, and that one's hit left field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit.
Gus Wilson rounding first. He's going to make his way over to second as DeBanning fires in, and it's a stand-up double as Wilson tattooed that ball all the way to the left field fence. Take a look at how the Cardinals will line up defensively in behind their debuting starting pitcher. It's Quinn Cotton in center, Dennis DeBanning left, and Tyler Duncan, Rocky Mountain Thunder right. It's Josh Niles, Lane Renault, Brandon Nicholson, and Jacob Underwood comprising the infield. And there you see Luis Bernardo catching for Clement. And doing a nice job as he gets ahead of Christian Kuzemka, 0-1.
Kuzemka batting .342 on the season, 1 home run, 23 RBIs since joining the Red Sox this season.
That one a little bit high and inside from Clement will even the count 1-1. Clement delivers, and that one sent just back off the shortstop position. It's going to fall. Cotton will come up, and Jacob Underwood there to cut it off as Wilson has to hold at second. Kuzemka bloops a single, and it's runners on the corners with one away. And with runners on the corners, not necessarily the guy you want to see stepping into the batter's box in Jeremy Veilleux.
Definitely do not want to see that happen, that's for sure. Veilleux batting .299 on the season, 3 home runs, 25 RBIs against his former team. He's done pretty well as well on the year.
And he'll hit one on the first pitch from Clement that falls quickly in left field. DeBanning's underneath it. He'll unload home. Ball on the way. It'll make it to the backstop on the hop, and that will allow a scoot over to second from Kuzemka.
Kuzemka will reach second base on the E7 on the throw home, unfortunately. Give Veilleux the RBI. And the sacrifice fly. F7. And it's 1-0 Red Sox here in the first inning.
Clement delivers, and that one comes in low. Chris Ruiz looking at a 1-0 count.
Ruiz 133 on the season since joining the Red Sox. 1 home run, 6 RBIs.
And Ruiz tears that one foul and way out of the ballpark. That was the sound effect, folks.
Sound effect by the birthday by Mike Marasco on the in-house PA systems, sound systems.
And it'll run 2-1. Clement will have the look in. And Ruiz pops this one down the right field line. Duncan charging hard, left his feet, and nearly came up with that catch. It'll fall foul, 2-2.
Tyler Duncan showing the speed once again out there. Just unfortunately, it kept drifting away from him down the right field line.
How many times have we seen that this season, Neil, on either side of Bernie Arbor Stadium? That ball just bends away, and whether it's the left or right fielder, it's just barely out of their reach.
It is. The ball definitely tails here, that's for sure.
And I still say that the fact that Tyler Duncan can move like that is just simply not fair.
Oh, misses outside. It's full count now.
It's like when you go to the zoo and you see a Bengal tiger and you think, how can it run that fast?
It just can.
Tyler Duncan is
Yep.
just something that nature cannot explain. As Clement delivers, and Ruiz is going to have the walk down to first base.
Stepping up to the plate, the first baseman, number 25, Nick Burdett.
Nick Burdett will step in with 2 on and 2 away.
Burdett's been in numbers have definitely been lower than he expected this season. 145 batting average, 1 home run, 15 RBIs. He did finally break the goose egg with a home run recently, I believe last weekend actually.
As Clement delivers, and he gets that one over for a strike on the breaking ball. As you get a look at him staring back. And this one, Burdett pops back, and where is that going? Just down to our left. Foul into the grandstand.
Somebody's got a souvenir they weren't expecting, that's for sure.
Now I start to get a little worried in those moments.
Well, it'd have to come straight back at us and over that screen, so who knows? It is possible, but it's very unlikely.
The problem with that one was when it went up, I lost it. As Clement delivers, and Burdett's going to pop this one high into the infield. Jacob Underwood coming on. He's underneath. And Clement will get himself out of the inning. The Red Sox get one across, but a successful debut inning for the young pitcher. It's 1-0 for the Brantford Red Sox over the Hamilton Cardinals, who will have the bats in their hands when we return to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. The Cardinals with the bats in their hands for the first time, Neil, as they will square off with Red Sox starting pitcher Isaiah Ramos.
Ramos, of course, the California native, on the hill tonight. He pitched an immaculate inning last week. Yeah, sixth inning against the London Majors. Struck out Cleveland Brownlee and 2 compadres on 9 pitches for the immaculate inning. Second time this happened in the league this year, actually.
Who was the first?
I want to say Sean Gillespie.
Okay. As Nicholson will tear this one into left center. That's going to get down, and it's going to bounce all the way back to the warning track. Nicholson will jog his way up to second, and the Cardinals lead off with a double.
If you're the Cardinals, that's definitely a welcome sound off the bat of Brandon Nicholson as he's now in scoring position here as they try to rally and tie this ball game early here with Quinn Cotton now batting.
Quinn Cotton, who has been hitting .326 since arriving at the signing deadline. The Cardinals still awaiting the first time they'll get to see him and Clayton Keys in the lineup together. But Neil, Cotton has been very good in center field in the absence.
He definitely has been. Cotton batting .326 since being acquired. One home run, 6 RBIs. Would love to get another one right here as Nicholson goes on first pitch.
Not a surprise. Nicholson in with the stolen base. When he is on the base pass, Neil, he is the most dangerous player in the IBL.
It's almost like you automatically want to move him over to third base somehow on the score sheet because it's likely going to happen anyways. Infield
Delivery,
now.
and Cotton will tick that one foul. Cotton and Nick Cardinal were playing in the pro leagues in the Netherlands before arriving here, and they have fit in extremely well for the Cardinals.
There you see the stolen base by Brandon Nicholson going on first, moving on Ramos. No hesitation whatsoever.
A tying run over at third as Cotton has a look at a pitch outside from Ramos. And I believe we've had a potentially a jersey malfunction. Neil, is some of the Red Sox are wearing mismatched jerseys.
Oh, geez. That happens
As
sometimes.
this ball is sent into center field, sacrifice fly, charging home is Nicholson, and Quinn Cotton will get the sac fly RBI.
Sac fly F8 goes to put out. One away, but the score is now tied at 1 apiece for Tyler Duncan.
Fielder number 5, Tyler Duncan.
Duncan's average .354 on the season now, 14 home runs, 46 RBIs. Tied for the league in home runs, and I believe he's second in the RBIs now.
And it will come down to this final weekend between Rocky Mountain Thunder and Tyler Duncan and the conductor to find out who will lead the league in home runs.
It will definitely, yes.
And what kind of perfect theater is that? And we could still see that potentially in the first round of the playoffs.
We definitely could.
And after some of the meetings in this regular season, who wouldn't want to see the Maple Leafs and the Cardinals go head-to-head?
That would be quite an interesting series, that's for sure.
Just last Friday night, an insane game here at Bernie Arbor Stadium.
Definitely, the old adage, no lead is safe, was definitely applied in this one. Or that one.
Duncan skies this one. Ruiz calls underneath, and it's 2 away.
Duncan pops up F2 if you're scoring at home.
As we'll take a look at the defensive alignment for the Brantford Red Sox. In behind Ramos, it's Kazemka, Fishbaum, and Wilson going right to left in the outfield. On the bases, it's Nick Burdett, Kieran Bowles, Gus Wilson, and Jarrett Lupton first to third. And behind the dish is Chris Ruiz. As the catcher, Luis Bernardo, steps in, hitting in the 4 spot.
Bernardo batting .287, 6 home runs, 40 RBIs on the season now as he got the hot stick going Sunday again.
And got out in front of that one. As Ramos was able to pull the string and tantalize the eyes of the Dominican catcher.
Ramos 2-4 on the season with a 92 ERA. 41 in the third innings pitch so far.
And Bernardo shoots that one foul out the right field side. You see what I'm referring to, Neil, with the uniforms tonight for the Red Sox?
There might be some of the guys that are at the junior team, so they're just slightly different as far as the sizes and stuff.
You know what? It could be. It looks like a couple of the jerseys, they'll say Brantford, and a couple say Red Sox.
Yeah, that's probably what it is then.
As Ramos with that unconventional delivery to short where it does a quick skip off of Gus Wilson, but he's able to handle it and get Bernardo at first. 3 away for the Cardinals, but they get the game tied on the sac fly from Quinn Cotton, scoring Brandon Nicholson. It's 1-1 through 1 full inning of play. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Cardinals back to the field after tying this game 1-1. And Brandon Nicholson, a big part of that in the bottom of the first inning. And, Neil, that was needed as they had to get a little bit of run support for rookie pitcher Dylan Clement.
If anything, that's going to definitely calm Clement down a little bit here on the mound. Of course, probably the first inning jitters, definitely a factor in that first inning. A couple of balls got hung up in the strike zone, and Gus Wilson and company able to put them in the outfield.
As Tyler Wilson swing and a miss on the first pitch in.
Wilson batting .310 on the season, no home runs, 5 RBIs. Of course, he's one of the junior call-ups for the Red Sox, so not one of these guys with the mismatch uniforms, but by looks of it.
Yeah, it just struck me a little bit as I was looking out into the field. It looked like Ramos was wearing something different from a couple of his fielders.
Guys, yeah, that's probably just a junior call-ups, and that happens at this time of the year.
Makes sense.
Not enough uniforms to go around, plus they're the same colors, so why not?
Yeah, it all works out. It just struck me a little bit as the ball on the ground to Nicholson, and across the diamond, Niles tried to get back to the bag, and beating it out there will be Wilson. He's on, and that might go down as an E6.
I would think it's likely going to go down in the E6. The throw was off the line there and pulled the first baseman off the base. And Tyler Wilson. And Nicholson kind of knew when he threw it as well. Just off the mark there. And Jesse Fishbaum will be the batter now. Fishbaum batting .224 on the season. No home runs, 13 RBIs.
As the Red Sox center fielder looks at a first pitch strike from Clement. Now, Clement, the call-up from Junior, Neil, you wonder how long the Cardinals will let him run for in this ballgame.
Well, I think you don't want to, I don't know, overexpose him here out there to these hitters and everything. I would think probably maybe 4, maybe 5, depending on how the game's going. If we got a good lead here, you never know. We might get a couple more innings out of him here, but we'll see.
Tight game, could see a 5 and dive?
I would think so, because the Cardinals do want to win this ball game.
As Clement delivers, and this one shot to second. Oh, what a grab by Lane Renault! You talk about climbing a ladder. Lane Renault went straight vertical.
I swear Lane Renault wants to play basketball or volleyball in a previous sport. Or sometimes he reached up and gloved this one high above his head, pulls it down on the line drive 4, as the official score will be, for 1 away. Jarrett Lupton now the batter, 211 on the year. Just 2 RBIs.
Is it just me, or has Lane Renault looked really good at second base?
He definitely doesn't feel like he's out of place there. Of course, we saw Tyler Duncan here on Sunday at second base, which threw all of us off up here. That was kind of interesting, but he made a couple of good ups, too.
Ball on the ground. Underwood has it at third to second for 1. Renault back to Niles. Inning-ending double play. Underwood with a quick turn. Renault spins it to Niles. Hello, 5-4-3. Cardinals out of the inning. That, Neil, was gorgeous.
Indeed it was. Textbook 5-4-3 is a double play. Ends the inning.
And there's a lot of smiles right now at the Cardinals, who look like they're starting to feel some momentum. We'll be right back with the Cardinals having the bats in their hands for the bottom of 2. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14 as Isaiah Ramos gets set for this bottom of 2. Neil, let's take a look back. Lane Renault in the middle of everything in the top of the second.
Lane Renault definitely the story of the inning there with a great up, and then, of course, the middleman in the double play here, the 5-4-3 double play that got the Cardinals out of the jam there and got them back on the bats. Here was Dennis DeBanning will come up.
DeBanning to lead off the bottom of 2. It really feels like Lane Renault has found a home at second base.
He definitely seems comfortable out there, that's for sure, and I think the guys are responding to him out there at second base as well.
Ramos delivers, and DeBanning shoots this one into right field. It'll force Kuzemka back, and Kuzemka had trouble with it as it fell.
Dennis DeBanning will be aboard here. He's going to give him a single on it. Looks like he lost him to the lights out there in right field.
We'll get another look at it on the replay as DeBanning shot it out to right, and I got to believe that that's going to go down as an E9 as Kuzemka had it. And it just shot in and out. And that'll bring Josh Niles up to the plate, the Cardinals' first baseman. And what a treat it is to be joined at this time by a gentleman I know quite well. He is the president of the Hamilton Kilty Bees, as well as a counselor here in the city of Hamilton. It's Mike Spatafora. Mike, welcome to the broadcast.
Great, thank you. I'm happy to be here. This is great.
Now, the Kilty Bees, of course, being honored down at field level tonight as you get a look at Mike up here with Neil and I. And it was great to see the players down at field level already from what I know, from what I've seen of the Kilties setting up for this season. You guys aren't happy with just one Golden Horseshoe championship.
No, I mean, if you come down to, and hopefully we'll see some people down at Mountain Arena or Dave Anderchuk Arena, but that's the goal every year. I mean, that's the expectation, I should say, every year. And, we first year as president, we lost in the finals, and that left a taste in our mouth that we really didn't like. So we're happy we were able to get it done this year and looking to do it again.
Now, obviously, there's the connection between the Kilty Bees and the Bulldogs, and there will be some players that will shuttle down to the junior B level, and having that pipeline of talent in combination with what Christian Wiley has done, what your scouting staff has done, how important has that all been coming together for the Kilty Bees to become once again a powerhouse in local hockey?
Well, I mean, as soon as we became affiliates with the OHL Bulldogs, you can see the instant the success that kind of brought us, not just off the ice too, from a culture standpoint, being able to put some of the culture and structure that they put in place there and how we want to act on and off the ice, and that's translated in a really good season first year and championship last year. And those players that we get from the OHL team, they're high quality players, high character players, and they make an instant impact with the Kilty Bees.
Some guy named Igorov wasn't too bad last year in between the pipes.
Absolutely, that was we like guys like Igorov for sure.
Mike, as things go along for the Kilty Bees, there's been a big buzz, pardon the pun, about what you have done since you've been president with the team. Crowds have come up. There's a lot more of a real feeling around the city that this franchise is back. And I can't help but draw the parallels to the Hamilton Cardinals and what Eric Spearin has done here. It felt like two franchises in Hamilton that were undervalued. And with new ideas and new people at the top running it, they both excelled once again. Is there a bit of a parallel here between the two sides?
Well, I'll start with talking about Eric and the Hamilton Cardinals. I think he's done a fantastic job. I mean, you come tonight's a great testament with the crowd that he has here, the atmosphere, seeing minor baseball players out here wearing their jerseys. This is a great atmosphere that Eric and his team's created. And yeah, I think it's great for the city, and if this is the summertime sport for the city of Hamilton and they're going to be able to support the Cardinals, we're hoping to be that team for the city in the winter and show everybody the product we can put on the ice. And yeah, it's great to see both organizations really taking a turn and making things positive.
Full count to the DH, Tanner Rempel. And Mike, obviously with the Bulldogs moving up the road to Brantford, there was a space in Hamilton sports for the Kilty Bees, and what that meant was Cable 14 needed a hockey property. The Hamilton Kilty Bees are going to be Thursday nights live from Anderchuk Arena. How exciting is that partnership?
It is so exciting, and being able to be with John there from Cable 14 and putting this together. Our team's excited, our staff's excited. I went by the arena today. Cable 14 logo on the ice looks amazing right next to the Kilty B logo, and I think it's going to be a great partnership both for Cable 14 and the Kilty Bees.
Absolutely, and for me, it's a little bit of a Back to the Future kind of moment, because I got my start with Cable 14 doing the games when they were the Stony Creek Warriors on Thursday nights, then at Valley Park Arena. There is something special about those Thursday night broadcasts, and with the team that you're bringing, I think it's going to be a big success.
I think so too. I mean, that's my expectations, that the team's going to be really good. But again, we want to provide a great environment for the people of the city to come watch some great hockey, watch young Hamiltonians. We do have a good crop of Hamilton kids on the team. Cable 14, obviously, great broadcast that it'll be. So I'm excited for that. And then hopefully once in a while we'll be able to see you. I don't know if I was supposed to throw that in there, but I just did.
I think you just got recruited.
I will say I have had some talks with Jono and Brendan, and I think there's a fit there for me to pop in every so often and keep my eyes on the local product. And Mike, being a Hamilton guy, it's pretty hard to resist getting to call hockey in my hometown. So
absolutely.
I think you're going to see me around the arena. Even when I'm not on the mic, you're going to see me around the arena. And Mike, one last thing I had for you was, I don't know how you managed to do all this between the Kilty Bees and all the things that you've got to do on that side, the Hamilton Steel, the city councilor's job. Are there like 48 hours in your day? How do you manage all this?
Good support system. I'll give you the serious answer. Good support system. Good family, great wife, lots of people that help. And, and being able to bring my daughter to events like tonight makes it all work out. So
that's fantastic. It's great to see her up here with us in the booth. And hey, how are you?
Hi.
Excited about the Kilty Bees season?
Yeah.
Yes. You've got all kinds of excitement across the board, Mike, as we see Lane Renault end up walk down to first base. What is the goal for promotions in the building and everything this season? Is it to have a big crowd every night? Are there certain games where you're looking for more than others, like a big 6 or 7 that you want to get people out to, or is it just bring up the awareness?
I think we just want to bring awareness to how good the quality of hockey is at our level, and for the Hamilton kids that are playing, that want to play in front of their hometown, and we want it to be an exciting place for the people of Hamilton to come and enjoy some hockey, just like coming here. This is a great atmosphere that Eric and his team's been able to get going here with Cable 14, and we're hoping to replicate it starting September 16th at our home opener.
September 16th, mark that date down. The Kilty Bees home opener. It's going to be an incredible time. We are so happy to have Mike up here in the booth with us. Mike, thanks so much for your time. I know you want to get back to watching the game here tonight, so we really appreciate you stopping by. And yeah, you'll see me up at Mountain Arena. I'm very much looking forward to seeing the continued growth of the Kilty Bees. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing you up in the booth at Dave Anderson.
It's going to be so much fun. That's Mike Spatafor, president of the Hamilton Kilty Bees. He is doing an incredible job with that organization. Neil, I spent a long time in the GOJHL cutting my teeth and making my way up, and to see what Mike and his team have done with the Kilties really puts a smile on my face, and it's been great to see that development. Now getting back to broadcasting on Cable 14 as that ball from Underwood is going to be flown out into left field, but great to see sport all over the city thriving.
No question it is. It's always great to have the local sports scenes growing and thriving.
Let's check back in with our friend Emily.
Cardinals strand a pair of runners in that inning. And it's time for the kids to go round the bases, apparently.
Well, let's take a look down at field level. You're going to hear Neil and I probably laughing.
It is time for my favorite game, Swish LA. Kids run the bases. Are you ready? On your marks, get set, go! They are running. Cheer on our friends down here. Run, run, run! We got some track stars at the game today. Let's go, guys! Run, run, run!
absolute great time
With recipes passed down from generation to generation.
as Dylan Clement gets set up here for the top of the third inning. Nothing scored in that second inning total as Clement worked his first scoreless in the IBL, and Neil, you can see the confidence grow pitch by pitch.
You definitely can, and that's a good thing to see because Dylan Clement is definitely going to be challenged here in this third inning. Is now the second time through the order, so guys on the bench have been talking. They've been spreading information as what he threw to who at that first time through, so the advantage is now probably going to go out the window here.
What have you seen that's impressed you out of Clement so far?
I think he's just a composer out there. He's not been rattled at all. He gave up a couple hits in the first inning, and it didn't seem to faze him. He just went back out there, threw strikes, got the ground balls he needed to, and got out of the inning.
He has got a nasty late break on his curve.
Yeah.
It just absolutely falls away. It reminds me of Derek Lowe and the way that he could have a ball hold right until in front of the plate and then just dive.
Well, that can definitely help, especially with a hitter-friendly league here, that's for sure. And Kieran Bowles will lead things off. Bowles flew out to center field to start the ball game.
1-1 is your score as we start the top of the third inning. The lights have come on here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. Another wonderful Friday night. A little bit cooler tonight, a little unseasonal.
Well, it's hockey night here, so what do you expect? It's got to be a little cooler.
Yeah, it does seem like that happened on the perfect night as there's that pull of the string again by Clement, and he had Bowles way out front of it.
He definitely did. Bowles was jumping all over, expecting fastball, and it broke right off the table in front of him.
We're going to be back here Sunday afternoon as the Cardinals host the Welland Jackfish, and we're going to go from somewhere in the mid to low teens tonight to it's going to feel like about 27 at
27,
first pitch.
28, yeah, something like that. It's not going to be a cool one, that's for sure.
I don't even know how to make sense of this.
It's summer in Canada. That's all you can say. It's summer in Canada. That's the best way I can put it.
Summer in southern Ontario. You don't like the weather? Wait 10 minutes.
Exactly. We'll change it for you three times before you. Hopefully you find something you like.
That was when I saw the rain out last night for the Cardinals and the Panthers. I was sitting at home in Smithville thinking, it's beautiful here.
It wasn't beautiful where I was, or it wasn't beautiful in Kitchener. I can assure you of that.
25 minutes later.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
That's why it got canceled, yeah. I was getting out the door at 4 o'clock to go call that game, and it was like, oh, and then the phone went off. It's canceled. Okay, that's probably a good thing it's canceled because here comes the rain.
Yeah. And boy, did it ever. As Kieran Bowles sends that one into left field, he's on with a single.
Number 49, Gus Wilson.
Gus Wilson, who doubled the last time and scored the lone run for the Red Sox, will be the batter now. He jumped on the first offering he saw from Clement last time, so maybe Bernardo and Clement will work with a different pitch selection in this situation. Of course, the Red Sox without their leadoff hitter, Matt Fabian, who's back at school. And congratulations, Matt, on a great season if you're listening. I'm pretty sure you are. Had a great conversation with you and a great conversation with your dad, David, recently as well.
Caught underneath that shot from Wilson, and it's one away. Fabian had one of the most impactful rookie seasons in IBL history.
Oh, no question. 409 average, 1 home run, 15 RBIs, and you can definitely tell the Red Sox are a different team when they have to change the dynamic without him in the lineup. But, yeah, he definitely had one for the ages, that's for sure.
There is a lot of potential in this Red Sox lineup as they move forward. A lot like the Cardinals. It's a young group that you can see starting to put all those pieces together. Red Sox a little bit behind the Cardinals in that development curve as of right now, but boy, it's not going to be long before these two teams are two teams that you're not going to want to go in and face very often.
No question at all. I think the Red Sox, if they can solidify the pitching in the offseason, will definitely start to move up the standings for sure. And they just got to find a way to cut down on the errors. Of course, they haven't been in the league 91 errors now in the season.
Welcome to Brantford. Our outfield and half our infield are all hitting over 300. Good luck.
Yep.
Yikes. And the Cardinals could be saying the same thing as early as next season as well, as Tyler Duncan gets under that ball in right. And just like that, after giving up the leadoff single to Bowles, back-to-back flyouts induced by Clement, and He's got it to 2 outs.
Kazemke retired F9 on the put-up if you're scoring at home. Chris Ruiz, who's got the sacrifice fly F7 his last time up, will be the batter. He's 0 for 0 in the contest. Or sorry, that's Jeremy Veilleux. I wrote it down on the lineup card wrong. My bad.
Veilleux shoots this one into left. DeBanning chasing it back to the wall, and it's off the wall. DeBanning comes up throwing, but around the bag comes Bowles. Throw home from Nicholson will get through the feet of Bernardo, and over to third will trot Veilleux, who has the RBI double and advances his way to third base.
Jeremy Veilleux sticking it once again to his former team here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. And the arrow will go charge to Nicholson on the throw home. That allows Veilleux to go to third. So give him the double and then an E6 on the throw home. And the Red Sox are retaking the lead here at 2-1.
Yeah, as Nicholson turned, he only had a split second to get that one home. He got it home to Bernardo, but the ball had died and it shot right through the catcher's legs.
Now Ruiz will be the batter. He walked his last time up.
Clement thought he had that one on the outside edge and just off, 2-0. Well, if you're Dylan Clement, you can stop the damage here. They'll be pretty happy to get out as Ruiz sends that one foul up the left field line. 2-1.
Ruiz 4 for 30 on the season since joining the Red Sox. Of course, he started the year with the London Majors. He was made expendable at the signing deadline because, of course, they had 2 catchers in London, so they went with Eduardo D'Olio, and Ruiz was expendable. So the Red Sox took a flyer and signed him.
Not a bad idea to sign a player with IBL catching experience.
Definitely is not.
Bernardo had the look over towards Veilleux and popped up looking a gun over to third base.
Of course, Veilleux and Kieran Bowles, both catchers as well, so never hurts to have a couple more catchers on your lineup card as well, in case of injuries or games back-to-back or postseason games in 4 and 3 days or situations as well.
Well, and a guy like Bowles who can capably play second base as Ruiz draws another walk, he becomes instantly more valuable because of that positional variety that you can use him in.
He definitely does. Plus, Ruiz can also play the infield a little bit. He was playing a little bit of third base for the majors before he was released.
Not sure how many catchers I've seen that can play behind the dish and second base.
Sometimes it happens, though. Bowles was, of course, the second baseman for the majors last year for most of the second half of the season. Got a ring out of the championship run as well.
Yeah, that'll work as you got a quick look there. Runners on first and third. Nick Burdett, the first baseman, the batter. And Bernardo firing over to third for Underwood, and as Veilleux slid back in.
Did a face plant on the base, I think?
Yes, what it looked like happened is he had to scramble to get back over to third. Jacob Underwood immediately came up, essentially saying, he might need some help. But Veilleux looks like he's all right. I think probably more upset than anything.
So we get to see on the replay at all, or?
Bernardo with the toss over to third, and there's Veilleux sliding back in. Ooh, that was not off the base.
No, that was not.
Looked like he might have took the knee of Underwood.
Yeah.
As Burdett shot that last one foul. 2-1 the count.
Runner going. Well, no, he's not. Stepping off.
Yeah, Ruiz thought about it.
You heard the whole Cardinals bench yell, step off, so. Or Ruiz would have just taken off.
Clement checked over at third, now delivers. And that'll even the count at 2-2.
Of course, the Cardinals after tonight have 2 more contests. They have a makeup game on Monday against the Kitchener Panthers that was scheduled for last night, which we already talked about. The rain came down in a hurry. And they have the Welland Jackfish here on Sunday afternoon on Cable 14 as well.
Not exactly an easy way to end your season.
Well, of course, the Jackfish contending to set a new franchise record if they can win all 3 of their ball games. That'll be 32 wins on the season for the Jackfish.
And they will have the Brantford Red Sox in round 1 of the playoffs as Burdett sends that one back and out over the grandstand.
I think if you're the Red Sox, knowing you're going to take on the number 1 seed, I think you're setting your sights on just maybe spoiling a little bit here and there and maybe steal 1 game. Maybe if you can steal 2 and make it a best of 5, go to distance, that'd be great. But honestly, I think that if you can steal 1, I think you've done a pretty good job against the top team in the league.
They've given the Jackfish some difficulty on the season as Burdett will draw the walk, and its bases loaded with 2 away.
You saw that as well last night. Of course, they're losing 10-7 in a rain-shortened ball game, but they were contending all the way through last night.
And there's going to be a mound visit here to see Clement.
Probably just to calm him down here. And
he's a strikeout, a ground out, a fly away from being out of this inning.
Yep. He'll be facing Tyler Wilson, who grounded into he reached on base on an E6 last time up in the 2nd inning before he was erased.
It pretty much had to be exactly that, Neil, just a calm you down spot because there's nobody up for the Cardinals.
Nobody whatsoever.
Nobody's made a move down there. As you mentioned earlier, they'd love to see Clement get a little deep into this ball game as he'll deliver, and Wilson takes that for ball 1.
Well, especially when you have to play Sunday and Monday, and then you're going to start the postseason most likely Thursday on the road against whoever it might be. It might be Barrie, it might be Kitchener. If they somehow get ahead of somebody in the standings, that changes who they're going to play. They would play the Maple Leafs or the Royals.
Yeah, we're down to 3 games left for the Cardinals in the regular season. They could still play any one of 4 teams.
They could. They get some help from the Maple Leafs and the Royals decide to lose all their remaining games, they can finish ahead of the Royals. Of course, if they do finish tied in the standings with the Royals hold the tiebreaker over that, if they won the season series pretty handily.
And there is a whole lot of teams who do not want to see the Guelph Royals.
That's definitely for sure. Custodio, Yan, and
as Wilson
out there
shoots this one just back off second. Lane Renault's underneath it. And once again, Dylan Clement will get himself out of the jam. Bases were loaded, but he'll induce the fly to Lane Renault. And it's just 1 against for the Cardinals. 2-1, the Red Sox lead as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Cardinals will have the bats back in their hands. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14 as we go downstairs to Troy Islikar.
Guys, the trophy is in the house. The Hamilton Kilty Bees Junior Golden Horseshoe champions are here doing a little cross-marketing with the Hamilton Cardinals. And I'm with Christian Wiley, the general manager for the Kilty Bees. And Christian, how important was this for you guys, not only as for recruiting, and you know, your affiliation with the Hamilton Bulldogs or now the Brantford Bulldogs, how important was this for your organization to win this?
Yeah, you know, this is our 2nd consecutive 81-point season. We kind of got a step further than we did the previous year. It's a good building block for us. It also allows the Bulldogs to trust us a little bit more with developing their younger players. So, yeah, it's been a great year, but we're looking for more.
Now, what do you think of this? You're in a Hamilton Cardinals game with your guys, the Tiger Cats, Cardinals. Everybody does a lot of cross-marketing.
Yeah, it's great. Hamilton's a wonderful sports town, and we're just thrilled to be here. It's a great crowd on a cold night, but, you know, we're having a great time. The boys are fired up.
And I'm with Captain Matt Downey. Matt, you were with the team last year. How's it feel to win this championship?
You know, it's great. The journey we went through last year with all the boys, you know, really came a brotherhood, and it was great just to raise that trophy at the end of the year.
Now you kind of come back and defend your title. Everyone's going to be gunning for you. What have you guys got in store this winter?
we're looking to just build on what we did last year and take it further and win a Sutherland Cup. We know everybody's gunning for us, and that's how we like it. And we're just going to build off last year and try to win it this year.
Thanks very much, Matt. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Troy. The Hamilton Kilty Bees, they'll be one of the favorites, Neil, when things get going in the GOJHL this season, as we take a look at Brandon Nicholson, who will lead off this inning for the Hamilton Cardinals, and it's going to be an important inning if you're the Cardinals, as they trail by a 2-1 score with the top of the order coming up.
No question. Top of the order has got to get the table set here and get some base runners on here and get Isaiah Ramos deeper into his pitch count so far. It's been a pretty tidy first 2 innings for Ramos, just 2 hits allowed so far.
Yeah, Ramos has kept it fairly quiet, although one of those hits was the double to Nicholson, who then immediately stole third base and came around to score. And Ramos steals that one high, 1-0.
Ramos has already knocked off the Kitchener Panthers once this season, so he's definitely capable of pitching against the higher targets in this league, or higher value teams anyways.
The Kitchener Panthers can really put a hurting on you with the bats. Ramos delivers outside, 3-0. Yeah, you got to imagine here, Nicholson's taking just about anything.
I would think so. You got to get away on base any way you can here. And a 4-pitch walk is definitely not going to hurt your stats at all.
And not the guy you want on base if you're the Brantford Red Sox, because Brandon Nicholson at any opportunity will be on his horse.
I think we'll see how Ramos keeps him a little closer eye on him. This time he's at first base rather than second base, where he could just go at his own leisure.
Quinn Cotton steps in.
Cotton with a sac fly his first time up, as Nicholson stole third on the first pitch, as you mentioned.
He's looking to run at any opportunity, and Cotton was looking to unload on the first opportunity as he got out ahead of that pitch, 0-1.
Burdett's pretty much standing even with Nicholson when he goes out there in his lead, so.
Ramos to lefty, delivers, and 0-2 to Cotton.
You saw Nicholson take a fake step off there to try to see if he's going to get Ramos' attention on that pitch.
And Ramos has to be careful here, because if he checks, he's got to put it on target. If that ball gets away from Burdett, Nicholson's going first to third.
Easily. Even if it goes up the line, he's going first to home.
Right. As Cotton fouls that one back into the mesh.
Of course, the right fielder shaded more to center field as well here, so if it definitely goes down the line here, you might as well just let Nicholson go home.
He took a big lead that time as Cotton puts the ball on the ground. Over to short for one, back to first, and Cotton will reach on the fielder's choice. Great hands by Gus Wilson. Second time tonight. He's made a tough play look good.
He definitely has been. He's definitely been turning heads with not only with the bat, but the defense as well, since the Red Sox signed him. Nicholson has retired 6-4 on the put out for out number 1.
And Tyler Duncan steps in.
Duncan popped out to the catcher his first time up. Just a little too over-aggressive against Ramos the first time through.
And Ramos gets him swinging on the first pitch. We've seen that a few times tonight. Clearly some players for the Cardinals seeing something they like out of Ramos' delivery and trying to get around on that ball.
Definitely have. Cardinals have now struck out 298 times in the year at the dish. Not a number you want to see that high in any league.
Ramos has a look over at Cotton. And delivers to run the count to 0-2.
Duncan 56 for 158 on the season, or 354.
From Souk, BC, then went to Arkansas State. And then on to Hamilton, but he's going to get sat down here on strikes by Isaiah Ramos. And we have not seen a lot of that of late. A pitcher coming right at Tyler Duncan.
Ramos definitely not afraid to challenge Duncan on his best pitch there, and he went right after him. Luis Bernardo will bat now with 2 away and a runner on.
Cardinals looking for a little 2-out production. Talk about doing a full North American tour if you're Tyler Duncan to go from BC to Arkansas, Hamilton, Ontario. That's 3 extremely different places.
Yep. Maybe you'll have to go see Duncan McLaughlin in the offseason just so he can actually go coast to coast.
Duncan, who has a very bright future ahead of him, and we hope that at some point we'll see him back here for the Hamilton Cardinals.
No question.
As Luis Bernardo thought that pitch was high, and it's not a surprise, Neil, that the bullpen has had its ups and downs since McLaughlin left. He was such a key part at the beginning of the season of that success. When you've got him almost assuredly to give you a couple of quality innings to be able to put the ball into the hands of a Stefan Strecker to close games.
Yep.
That was really becoming a dynamic combination.
Bernardo pointing out something to the plate umpire, Sean Schaefer, about Ramos' delivery here. I'm not sure if it's a double head check or he's like not coming to a full stop, but definitely pointing something out here.
And there's a conversation continuing. As Ramos delivers and Bernardo fouls that one back into the mesh.
Of course, Charlie Towers did a great job keeping Luis Bernardo in the ball game Sunday from the coach's box.
Well, you contribute in any way that you can as the season goes along.
You definitely do.
As Ramos delivers home, and 2-2. That ball outside. Ramos is really playing with his delivery, Neil. It looks like he's trying to almost fake out Quinn Cotton over at first base before coming home.
And I think that's what Bernardo was pointing out, too. 48 pitches for Ramos now.
He'll deliver, and that one chopped on the ground. Bernardo has to be on his horse as Ramos will have to eat it down the line, and Bernardo will get on with the infield single.
Infield single for Bernardo. Runners now at first and second with 2 away for Dennis DeBanning.
Dennis DeBanning.
DeBanning singled in the second inning.
On a very weird play.
We think Kazemka just lost it in the lights and it went off his glove. He didn't think he had it, and then it went off his glove. So the official score ruled it a single because you could see him kind of motioning out there and right that he couldn't see it.
Yeah, it fell almost right into Kazemka's glove, and he had no idea it was there.
Yep. It's lucky he didn't get hit with it.
Yes, absolutely. Runners on first and second for DeBanning. And again, at the first pitch for Ramos. I wonder if this is something that the Cardinals have pre-scouted or something they've picked up, but it's been a lot of attacking at the first pitch. As DeBanning looped that one foul. 0-1. Ramos delivers low. That'll even the count 1-1.
Well, the Cardinals did face him on July 22nd for an inning and 2/3. He gave up a pair of walks and struck out 3 in that brief stint. Probably, it looks like likely in relief there. And did get charged with a run.
So it does look like there's something that the Cardinals picked up on about Isaiah Ramos. As Cotton at second, Bernardo at first. Count is 2-1 to DeBanning with 2 away. Red Sox lead the ball game 2-1 here in the bottom of 3. And Ramos will bring it home. And that one bounces, and Ruiz able to keep that in front of him. He didn't know where it was quite at first, Neil, but he did a great job to be able to keep that out front, or else Cotton was skipping his way to third base.
Yep. Ramos' last start on the 12th. He pitched 7 innings. He only gave up 1 run. It was earned. 7 hits. He had 6 strikeouts. And, of course, he had the immaculate inning we mentioned off the top.
Impressive work. He's got 2 strikeouts in this ball game. As Ramos delivers, and on the 3-1, DeBanning fouls it off. Count is full.
DeBanning's just got to get a hold of something and put it through a little bit of the infield here somehow.
Anything through a hole is likely to score Quinn Cotton.
Of course, with the 3-2 count, runners will be going on the pitch home as well.
Ruiz looked like he was calling on his infield to shift a bit. There's a big hole up the middle if DeBanning could put it there. And it's going to be a walk to DeBanning as that ball lasered inside. And that's going to bring up Josh Niles.
Cotton to third, Bernardo to second, and DeBanning over to first. And Josh Niles, who struck out his first time up with a batter.
And Luis Bernardo is having a conversation with Kieran Bowles and Gus Wilson about whatever it was that he was picking up from Isaiah Ramos. And now Isaiah Ramos is having a problem with the fact that they're asking him what he was talking about.
Ramos is like, yeah, just mind your own business out there.
I don't think we've seen the end of this.
No, I don't think we have either.
Ramos delivers, and that one low for ball 1. Tanner Rempel is on deck if Niles is able to reach.
56 pitches now for Ramos in his appearance. Niles fouls that one away.
Niles looked like he got caught in between. Wanted to maybe pull that one back, but ball jumped off his bat and way out. Cleared the meshing quite easily. Ramos delivers home. That one runs inside, 2-1.
Niles did a good job to get out of that one's way. Definitely running it in on the hands.
Ruiz did a great job to be able to snag that one down, Neil, or else that was going to score at least 1.
No question.
Cotton standing at third and just waiting for an opportunity to come running home as Niles looks at strike 2. Count is even. Two and two. 2 away, bases loaded. Ramos delivers, and Niles swings through strike 3. And the Cardinals come away with nothing after loading up the bases in the bottom of the third. The Red Sox cling to the 2-1 lead. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. So pleased to be joined at this time. Neil, I'm not going to make it a secret. One of my favorites in the IBL. I got a chance to meet him at the Cable 14 Impact Awards. Down at field level, we've got Tanner Rempel, catcher for the Cardinals tonight, playing DH. Tanner, how are things going?
Good, really good. Boys are feeling great.
Well, you've got Lane Renault out at second base doing gymnastics, bringing
That's
balls
right.
down. Have some of the results lately started to really galvanize this team, bring the group together? A couple of show-stopping wins and your comeback last Friday night. It felt like some good vibes were starting to build.
Oh, yeah. No, it's starting to feel a lot better. Guys are starting to gel a lot more later on in the season here. So, it's been a lot of fun, just kind of getting to watch the guys, I guess, kind of get more comfortable, kind of fall into their spots, fall into their place, and really, get after it, make a playoff run.
Yeah, no question. Tanner, is there any preference if you guys are, as far as playoff opponents go, or you just kind of let the cards fall where they lay here?
Whoever we get, we get. and we'll hope we'll make it to the second round.
Yeah.
Tanner, for you, we've seen you this year catching. You've done a great job there. We've seen you at first base. We've seen you DHing. Where you're seeing Charlie Towers giving you, I'm not sure what that was down there.
I don't know what it was.
That's a little frightening. Where do you feel the most comfortable out there, or is it just I'm going to do anything to help this team win ball games?
For me, it's anywhere for me, honestly. Where am I going? For me, it's anywhere. I'm just a really big fan of hitting, so if I'm in the lineup and I get to swing it, I'm a pretty happy guy.
Put me in, Coach. I'm ready to hit.
That's right.
Hit
That's right.
Your numbers certainly show that. You've got a young man in Dylan Clement making his first start tonight for the Cardinals. As a catcher, I know Luis is behind the dish tonight, but as a catcher, what are you guys saying to Dylan when he comes back into the dugout, or what'd you say to him before he went out there?
With these younger guys too, there's always going to be the nerves, but you just got to remind them you've been playing this game your whole life. Go out there, have fun, throw the ball, hit the ball, play a little catch. We've been doing it our whole life, so it's once the nerves kind of get past and you kind of settle into a spot, you start rolling, get that flow, and then you just kind of start to find your groove and get a little more comfortable. And he's kind of starting to find that
Jesse Fishbaum hits the double that'll run back to the wall. Nicholson has it. Fishbaum in with the stand-up double. We've seen it from Clement already. For a junior player, Tanner, that looks poised, he is really showing that he could be something for the future.
He sure is. Oh, yeah, you look at his face, too, just stoic, straight face. Strike a guy out, straight face. Gets a hit off him, straight face. Keep your composure, and that's the key as a pitcher. That is the key.
Now, if you were out there with Mr. Clement out there, what would you be going out between innings to talk to him about?
A lot of the time, I'm not gonna say exactly what I talk about here, on air. But a lot of the time, it has nothing to do with baseball. Honestly, it's just kind of getting the head, I guess, cleared. Sometimes there's too much running through your ears, running through the brain, and so it's kind of just a matter of clearing the head and making them smile, make them laugh a little bit. Turn the page. So.
Well, Brandon Nicholson just made an amazing diving stab through the infield. Unfortunately, he popped up. He didn't have enough time to deliver it to either base. But Tanner, you guys trailing 2-1. You had the bases loaded in the bottom of 3. Is it just a little bit more of the same for the guys down in the dugout right now? Just bit by bit here, mount that comeback?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just chip away. Base runners are the key to success. So, just trying to get that next guy up and move the line. And then, it should be a successful ball game in that case.
Ball sent into center field. Quinn Cotton's underneath it. He's got it. Throw will come in to be cut off by Niles, and 1 run will score. So a little bit more work for the guys to do, Tanner, but there's obviously a confidence around this ball club that, we saw it last Friday night in the bottom of 8 when you guys batted round on the Toronto Maple Leafs, put 7 runs on the board in that inning. You guys can score a whole lot of runs in a hurry.
Oh, yeah. That's that flow I was talking about before, too. You get some base runners on. Like a wave, it doesn't stop, but it just carries through, and that was the case that in that 8th inning there.
Now, is there any way you guys, when you go look at the lineup, like a guy like Gus Wilson at the plate now, who's been pretty much carrying the Red Sox offense tonight again? What would you go out there to tell your pitchers, and how would you approach this guy at the plate?
Oh man, as a pitcher, you just got to go after guys too. It's 9. There's 9 guys out there, and there's 1 hitter, so 9 versus 1. It's especially as a pitcher, you can't be too perfect. You can't try and spot up everything. Sometimes you just got to let him hit and let the defense work. So, with some of these younger guys too, that's the case. And all our guys, not even just the younger guys. It's, that's something that really helps the success as a pitcher.
Do catchers keep books on umpires as far as where they call pitches?
No, not really. Not here, at least. Not here. We just hope they're right.
Yeah. Ball on the ground. Clement will flip it over to Josh Niles at first. Fielder's choice puts Gus Wilson away. That might be one of the best lines I've heard.
We just hope they're right. I like it.
Tanner, you and Tyler Duncan both arrive to the Hamilton Cardinals. Duncan last year, yourself this year from BC. Of course, Colby Ring from out that way as well. What's life been like coming from BC and then the college route to playing ball in Hamilton?
It's, I loved it, honestly. It's, I actually came almost straight from Colorado. Ended up moving back to BC in December. And then, George called me in May, so I didn't spend a whole lot of time back there. But But it's pretty cool seeing some familiar faces around, especially all over the league too. You know, there's some guys that we played against in high school, some guys that we've seen working through college and whatnot, and it's pretty. It's a fun league to play in that regard. In terms of just people knowing people and all that good stuff, camaraderie. It's definitely there.
How much did you know about the IBL before George called you?
Honestly, not a thing. Not a thing. I mean, I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know,
Not a lot.
how it worked,
Yeah.
teams in it, any of that stuff. I just got the call. I was like, yeah, I'll play baseball.
And that's going to be what the Cardinals are going to need is Gus. Is that one sent out where Quinn Cotton is going to turn this one back to the infield, and with 2 away, a little bit of production here as Jarrett Lupton is going to come around to score. It's a 4-1 lead for the Brantford Red Sox. Tanner, before we let you get out of here, you obviously had a bit of an easier adjustment from being from BC to going to Colorado for college. We're talking last thing about Tyler Duncan, who went from BC to Arkansas and then to Hamilton.
Yeah, that's a little different.
How's that journey work?
I don't know. It's a different one than mine. That's for sure.
Yours had to be a little bit nicer. Colorado, BC seem a little bit more like for like until you end up in Hamilton. Not a lot of mountains around here.
Oh, yeah. See, that's one thing I made a comment, too, about when I first got here was I don't look up and I don't see green everywhere towering over me. It's, that part's different, but.
You feel like one of the MMA fighters? You got a better gas tank here because you're not a mile high?
Honestly, yeah, running. I've noticed that big time actually moving back down here because I was over at 5,000 feet in Colorado. It was the air was thin, that's for sure.
Who is standing around back there giving you the mimic?
That's Ring, Colby Ring.
That's Colby.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the camera I'm looking at down there?
Yep. That's where we can see.
He got scared when the camera came.
Yeah, Colby got caught and he needed to run off.
Unreal.
Tanner, we're gonna let you go so you can get set up for the bats in the hands. But what do you guys have to do to make the comeback in this game?
Score some runs, baby.
Score some runs.
Yep.
We'll let you out of here on that. Tanner, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here with the Hamilton Cardinals. We hope this is the beginning of a long time here for you.
Me too.
Tanner Rempel of your Hamilton Cardinals. Thanks again, Tanner, for the time, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Take care, guys.
One of the best guys in the IBL.
No question.
That's what I said, Neil, when we saw that he was putting the headset on. I got to meet him at the Impact Awards for Cable 14. He instantly became one of my favorite guys, just one of the nicest people. He reminds me of the catcher from Summer Catch.
Oh, what the heck's his name now? I can picture him.
Played Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies, too.
Oh, Matthew Willard, thank you.
Yes.
I haven't watched that movie in quite some time. I might have to dig it out. I don't think my 12-year-old should watch that movie quite yet, though, because there's still some stuff in there I don't want him to have to explain. The whole cucumber sandwich thing will just go over his head.
Yeah, absolutely. The grapes, no. That's for the older demographic as Ruiz shoots this one into right field. Underneath it is Tyler Duncan, and the Cardinals will be out of it. Dylan Clement ends up surrendering a pair in the inning, but again, navigating his way through danger and limiting the damage done. The Cardinals trail 4-1, but they'll have the bats back, and as Tanner Rempel said, score some runs, baby. We'll see if they can do that in the bottom of 4 when we return to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. We take a look back at the damage done in the top of the fourth inning. To lead off the bottom, we just talked to him. There you see him in full gear, though he's not catching tonight. Tanner Rempel, the DH on the evening, is going to be the first man up. And can he lead the charge here, Neil, after he said, we just got to score some runs?
Well, he's got to find a way on base here. He flew it to left field his first time up. The Cardinals just need to solve Isaiah Ramos in here in a hurry. They've only got 3 hits so far over 3 innings.
Rempel, who was a heavy hitter in college, has arrived in the IBL in his rookie season, hitting .310 to this point. You and I had that conversation earlier on in the season. Could he continue what was, through a couple of injuries, a torrid pace? He was hitting .361, I think, at the time. You knew that number likely unsustainable for a rookie in the IBL in that sense, but hitting .310 this deep into the year, Tanner Rempel can clearly play ball.
He definitely can.
As Ramos delivers, and that one inside, strike one.
Out-of-town scoreboard, only one contest on a Friday night in the IBL. The London Majors at home against the Barrie Baycats. Baycats looking to get back in this one. Of course, they're trailing the London Majors 4-2 in the bottom of the fourth inning. Juan Benitez on the hill for the Baycats. Of course, looks like they're saving Frank Garces for Sunday in the Kitchener Panthers.
Well, that is a game that will be extremely significant.
Of course, it could ultimately decide second place.
Yep. I think I'd be saving Garces for that one, too.
I would not be surprised to see Christian Hoke go against him.
As Rempel puts this ball on the ground, it's to Wilson. It's short over to first, just in time to get Rempel, who is charging up the baseline, one away.
Rempel goes down 6-3. Lane Renault with the batter who walked his last time up.
Stepping up to the plate, the second baseman, number 6, Lane Renault.
I do like Lane Renault at second base, and I think it just gives Jacob Underwood some more opportunities at third base, too. So if we can get Underwood qualified for the postseason here, just a layer where they can work with another opportunity and another option for Dean DeCenzo and company.
And Renault's athleticism at second base really seems to be a big plus for the Cardinals defensively. I mean, we've seen him over the last couple of weeks now just making some ridiculous plays at the Keystone. As the delivery from Ramos will even this up 1-1. Looked like Tanner Rempel was having a bit of a look to Sean Schaefer in his at-bat. After he fell behind 0-2, it was a strike inside, strike outside, and I think Rempel was wondering if that strike zone was a little bit too large. As Renault takes a healthy hack but swings through.
Well, some guys when they were umpiring behind the plate have a wide strike zone. Other guys have a really tight zone, and sometimes guys have gotten so accustomed to that tight zone they're not used to seeing a wide one.
And Renault's going to get caught looking onto the outside edge. And that's 2 away.
Ramos has got a little weird thing he does with his leg in the air on his delivery. I'm not sure if it's almost like a double pump here, and that's probably what Bernardo was complaining about.
It is definitely a unique delivery. He almost combines the El Duque leg kick, not quite to that height, as the ball bouncing over to third. Underwood trying to beat it out to first, and Ramos will have them 1-2-3 here in the bottom of 4. But Neil, to finish the point, it's that high leg kick like Orlando Hernandez used to deploy, matched with, remember when Daisuke Matsuzaka would almost turn his back to the batter?
Yeah.
Somehow Ramos has managed to combine both of those into a really odd but effective delivery. As we will send things downstairs to Troy Islikar, who is, I believe, in the grandstand with some youngsters.
Hey guys, I'm here with Dylan and Gavin, and this is their first Hamilton Cardinals game. And guys, ball players, I guess you are?
Yeah, we play Double-A North Toronto. We just came off the TBAs this weekend.
What position do you play?
I play center field and pitcher. I play third base. I also pitch.
So this is the IBL top league in Ontario, and you guys play some pretty competitive baseball. Is this something that you guys look forward to one day to make it on this field?
Yeah, this is definitely a goal to play here one day. I'd love to.
And what do you think about what you've seen so far? Like, are you impressed with the baseball?
I'm really impressed with the baseball, especially the way the infielders play, the way they're able to just transfer the ball really quickly and get it to first base in like a second. It's wild.
What about the pitching? You think you could hit off these guys?
Yeah, I could definitely take him 400 yard. Yeah. Yeah. The first lefty pitcher, he really impressed me.
And how are you guys doing in your league this year?
So previous weekend we just came off of the TBA, so we sadly lost in the semifinals, but we'll get them next year.
So what do you do in the off season to get ready for next year?
We train indoors a lot. We may play a bit of fall baseball against some of the other teams in our league. We just work on our game, get stronger. That's the goal, just get stronger.
Thanks, guys. It's great talking with you. Good luck in your season next year. Right? All kinds here at Hamilton Cardinals baseball, and we found a couple of young guys who are looking to someday get out on that field. Guys, back to you.
Well, we'll have to get the names in full, Troy, so we can look back in a couple of years and see if we see them on an IBL roster at some point. As it does, Neil, feel like the Cardinals have re-energized the appetite for baseball in this area, and you see a couple of players from North York taking in a game tonight.
No question.
As Burdett will line this one way out foul. As
I'm sure George has put them on their Rolodex after that little conversation there too. So
yeah, was George in the area? Was he in the neighborhood there?
He probably was. He's always lurking around.
He's always got something going on. It's great to see George in the ballpark tonight after he's been on a bit of a world tour in recent weeks.
That he has been.
All the way up to managing the Palestinian national team.
Wow. I didn't even know the Palestine.
I didn't either until I saw he was announced as the manager.
Well, there you go. I guess they'll be probably doing their qualifiers sooner than later for...
I believe that was being played in Chicago.
Yeah.
But he's been all over in recent weeks.
That he has been with the PBRs and everything else.
Yeah, when he said to me PBR, my first thought was, George, what the heck are you doing professional bull riding? It's like, what are you doing?
No.
Oh, I see. Oh, I get it now. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, we kind of want you back in one piece. You know that, right?
Yeah.
As Clement delivers full to Burdett, this one shot back behind third base, where Underwood backs up and it's one away.
Stepping up to the plate, the left fielder.
Burdett's retired F5 on the putout. Tyler Wilson will be the batter. He reached on an error and popped up to second base his last time up.
A junior on junior matchup.
Probably have seen each other a few times this year.
There is some action beginning down in the Cardinals bullpen. I can't quite get a good look at who that is down there. We are about as far away from the Cardinals bullpen as you can get while still being in the stadium.
Yep.
As Clement works ahead 0-1 to Wilson.
I guess to coin the phrase, last star to the left, first star straight on to morning almost. That's how far we are from the bullpen.
Starting to be a little bit of movement down in the Red Sox pen as well.
Somebody's getting loose. Of course, the Red Sox played last night against the Welland Jackfish.
That would appear to be Jacob Lupton. And Clement delivers that time 0-2 and hits Wilson.
Not intentionally, he was just trying to go inside there, and of course he was apologizing to Wilson as he goes past him too. Nobody wants to hit anybody in this league, that's for sure.
No.
Jesse Fishbaum, who doubled and scored a run his last time up, will be the batter now.
Well, it would be pretty silly to be up 0-2 and then intentionally hit someone. That just wouldn't make any sense.
No, it wouldn't.
As Jesse Fishbaum will step in.
Clement's next pitch will be his 80th pitch of the night. Here into the fifth.
Which is likely what has necessitated the action in the pen as Fishbaum sends this into right. Duncan's underneath it. And that's 2 away.
F9 will go with the put-out. Jarrett Lupton will be the batter.
So you wonder if this will be the last that we see tonight of Clement. If so, it's been a pretty successful first outing.
No question it has been. He only gave up 4 runs. You haven't really got too much trouble.
Take off to second. Bernardo tried to transfer that ball out of the glove to the hand, and it didn't end up getting clean into his right hand for the throw.
Just spun out of his hand there, unfortunately, and Wilson gets the stolen base.
So Wilson over to second with Lupton batting. Clement delivered. There's that nasty breaking ball. That started like an area code off the plate, curved in and died out. Dylan Clement's going to be fun to watch in this league.
He will be.
This ball shot along the line, but that one turned foul before the bag. 1-2.
Lupton 1 for 2 in the contest. Grounded in the double play in the second inning. Singled and scored a run in the fourth. 10 for 56 on the season.
As Cardinal delivers, and again that one, Clement delivers, and that one fouled off. I was going to ask you, Neil, I haven't been able to pick up the number in the bullpen, but is there a possibility we could see Nick Cardinal at some point in the game? I believe he needs one more appearance.
I would think you could probably see him when he just comes in for one batter, and then you see somebody else come after that. But yeah, might be just an opportunity. He comes in and starts an inning, and then he finishes off that inning.
He's qualified as, oh boy, Clement thought he had that one on the inside corner, and the umpire disagreed. He is qualified for the playoffs he has the innings to be able to qualify, but I think he needs one more appearance if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you need 5 appearances and 10 innings pitched.
I know he's well over the 10 innings, but I think he's at 4 appearances.
Yeah, I think you're right on that.
And obviously a guy the Cardinals are going to need to be playoff eligible.
Of course, the Guelph Royals need to get Claudio Custodio in that same boat right now. He's got the innings pitched and everything else. He went 6 on Tuesday night.
And congratulations to Dylan Clement as he wraps up the top of 5. That was his first IBL strikeout.
And somebody's hopefully going to grab that baseball for him.
And the junior was impressive in his debut. He gets the handshakes as he makes his way back to the dugout. It's a 4-1 score as the Cardinals will have the bats in their hands when we return to Bernie Arbor Stadium and Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back inside Bernie Arbor Stadium. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. There's Isaiah Ramos. Let's take a look at some of the handiwork tonight, Neil. The strikeouts on the board, 4 of them thus far for Ramos, as he has put away some of the Cardinals' heaviest hitters.
He's not afraid to go out there and challenge these guys. Definitely working that fastball and the off speed on the outside part of the plate here. Did you see this delivery too?
As the delivery of Ramos has been a little bit troubling for the Cardinals hitters, and great work by our producer Travis Blackwell, doing a brilliant job as always. Watch this delivery.
This is probably what Bernardo was complaining about.
What in the world is that?
That's like you mentioned, it's a kind of a Nomo cross with something else here.
Now to play this shortstop, number 20.
Yeah, you're right. Daisuke didn't even go back that far.
That was more of a Nomo. That was
Daisuke was up over his head, little turn. That was Hideo Nomo all the way around. And there's that Orlando Hernandez leg kick.
He's got like a variation of it. It just kind of goes with whatever, I guess he's whatever he's feeling, depending on what's going on, too.
As Brendan Nicholson up to bat as the Cardinals try to get a beat on what Ramos is going to do on each and every pitch.
Ramos only at 69 pitches here, so.
Cardinals would love to inflate that on him as Nicholson sends one into right center. It's back towards the track, but flying over to get it is Jesse Fishbaum, one away.
Fishbaum tracks that one down. F8 will go to put out on Nicholson, and there, like you mentioned, there's one away now. And Quinn Cotton with the batter. Reached on a fielder's choices last time up. Had to sacrifice RBI in the first inning. Nicholson just got a little too far underneath that one. He kind of knew it off the bat there, too.
Now, some people may not remember that Orlando Hernandez had a brother who was a pretty good pitcher himself, Livan Hernandez.
Yeah, I've heard of that guy.
Have there ever been two related pitchers who had such strikingly different deliveries?
Not that I can think of. Other than maybe the Phil and his brother, the Necro brothers, maybe. But
I have to see if I can pull up some video on that to look at. I remember watching the Hernandez's vividly and seeing the big, exaggerated leg kick, and then Livan Hernandez who barely pick up his foot.
He was all arm.
Yeah, he was. That time it was a bit of a slowdown on the delivery, but the ball hit right to Gus Wilson, who delivers it for 2 away.
Quinn Cotton with a bullet at Wilson's knees there, and Wilson had to make sure everything was still attached after that one came after him. 6-3 will go with a put-up. There's 2 away now, and Tyler Duncan, who's 0 for 2 in the contest, with a strikeout and a pop-out, will be the batter now.
That is the 4th play that Gus Wilson has made to record an out in this ball game, and it feels like he has just been right on everything. He's barely had to move on some of these. Now, that last one from Cotton would be, as you mentioned, a little bit of self-preservation.
Yep. And that time was like the rocket kick there from Ramos on that delivery.
I'm not sure what to make. I don't think I've seen a pitcher vary up deliveries like this.
And that time he just went from the stretch straight at him. I don't know what to do here. He's definitely got 4 or 5 different.
He's switching up deliveries. It changes the speed at which he attacks. As Duncan sends this one down to first base, Burdette will jog to it, touch the bag, and that's 3 away. And as the Cardinals try to figure out exactly what they're going to see from Isaiah Ramos from pitch to pitch, they trail by a 4-1 score through 5. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Well, Neil, I got half of the pitcher coming in right. I saw the 3 in the bullpen. I waxed poetic that it could be Nick Cardinal. I was wrong on that, shocking. And Alex Lanigan is the man who steps in.
Alex Lanigan, who's got 16 appearances in the season so far, 30 innings pitched. Still out 16 runs, 10 are earned. 18 walks, 24 strikeouts, a 3.0 ERA, a 2-0 record here with one save. Lanigan looking to get an inning or two out of here and just get the Cardinals an opportunity to get back in this ball game.
Dylan Clement went 5 innings in his IBL debut, allowed the 4 earned runs, had his first IBL strikeout, 7 hits allowed, and 4 walks in that. But Neil, it was really impressive for the junior stepping up tonight. He got word, I believe, yesterday he was getting called up.
Yeah.
And he steps in to start tonight. Looked poised, looked strong. And if you're general manager George Halim and the Hamilton Cardinals staff, you got to be real excited about what you saw from that junior.
No question, you have to be. And I think if you're Dylan Clement out there, you go out there and say, okay, I go back to work here in the winter time and just go try to duplicate your output here and just try to crack that roster in this come the springtime.
Well, we know there's going to be a spot available in the pitching staff because, unfortunately, we are now down to the final weekend of the regular season career of the legendary Stefan Strecker.
We are indeed, yes.
And, Neil, obviously I have not over the years covered the league as closely as you have, but it does seem strange to think of an IBL without that man.
It definitely does, and of course Brett Lawson in that boat too. It looks like Lawson is going to be hanging up his spurs at the end of the year as well. So
potentially 2 open spots.
2 open spots, yes. But yeah, definitely an IBL with Stefan Strecker on the hill is definitely going to be something different to look at next spring.
Lanigan opens up his entry with a strike. And it's 0-1 quickly. Lanigan with the look into Bernardo. That one off the outside edge. And it's 1-1 to Kieran Bowles. Has anyone talked to Strecker and Lawson about starting a podcast?
I don't know. Maybe we should mention that to him.
I mean, just think of the insight that we could get out of Stefan Strecker and Brett Lawson running an IBL podcast.
Oh, exactly.
It'd be a blast.
It definitely would be.
As Lanigan will deliver, and that's 2-2.
Of course, we got a shout out to Chris Lazar and those guys on the Inside the IBL podcast. I don't know if you caught this week's broadcast or not.
I did.
They went through and ranked everybody for the postseason. Of course, Chris Lazar and company at Centennial College doing a documentary on Jonathan Salazzo, which is now available on YouTube. If you look at you go to the Toronto Maple Leafs baseball website, you can get the link there and give that a gander. It's about 14 minutes long.
I haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but I'm going to.
It's on my viewing list for tomorrow, that's for sure.
Yeah. As Bowles is going to draw a walk from Lanigan. And that's going to bring Gus Wilson up to the plate.
Wilson, who doubled in the first inning, is flown out and grounded out 1-3 since then. But he's definitely been doing his job on the defense as well.
Now to play the shortstop, number 4.
Well, and this is what you and I have talked about. If you're looking at a Brantford Red Sox lineup that's going to move forward with the likes of Bowles, Wilson, and Fabian kind of anchoring, getting on base, Kazemka there on base with the power as well, that's a scary group to build around.
It's definitely a scary group. And, of course, you think about how Matt Fabian actually wound up there. He had to go try out for these guys. Nobody knew who he was. He had to go try out. I'm like going, how did everybody else in the league miss you too? But no, he reached out to Chad Parmelo, I guess via email or something, because he had his email and just said, yeah, I'm interested in playing for the Red Sox this summer. And Chad had no idea who he was.
1-1 the count. Goodness. Sounds like Arbor Jackeye.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he walked on to the OHL.
Yep, just walked out of nowhere. Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, well, I can guarantee you now there are a whole bunch of scouts kicking themselves because
exactly.
Arbor walks on, and a few years later, younger brother Florian walks on to the OHL.
Yeah.
And finally, the Montreal Canadiens, who signed Arbor, then looked at Florian in the draft this past year and went, no, we're not going to get yelled at for this.
No.
We're
just here. Just do it now.
Just take them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. It's odd, but it happens. As Lanigan, the 1-2. The delivery, and that one sends down Gus Wilson. First strikeout of the outing for Lanigan.
Lanigan with the huge out here now with one away and one on here, and Christian Kazemka the batter now. Kazemka's got a pair of singles and an RBI. He's also flown out to right field.
Yeah, Kazemka hasn't needed it to be flashy so far tonight. He's just taking care of business. Very stoic batting stance as Kazemka puts this one on the ground. Renault, quick flip to Nicholson for one. Back to Niles for two. 4-6-3 Cardinals out of the inning. They get the bats back in their hands as we set for the bottom of 6. It's the Red Sox leading the Cards by a 4-1 score. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
And welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Baseball on Cable 14. I am here with an entire family of season ticket holders. It's Brian, Maria, and Christina.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
You did.
I can't believe it. Anyway, they're first year season ticket holders for the Hamilton Cardinals, and you guys got all the gear. What made you guys decide to just dive right in this year?
Well, our son's in baseball, so we decided to take him to a couple games, and we ended up loving the Hamilton Cardinals. They're very interactive. They high five, sign balls, give broken bats. It's just amazing.
And like I said, you've got all the gear. You've bought in. Are you guys baseball fans? I guess your son plays. So is it? Have you been to Cardinals games before?
Actually, we've never been to a Cardinals game before this year. We just came this year because my son started playing baseball, and he was. He wanted to come out and see some good baseball, so we decided to come out and try it, and we've loved the game day experience ever since.
It's the marketing. The Hamilton Cardinals has just done a great job this year with marketing. Is that kind of what caught you in the gate?
To be honest, I've never heard of Hamilton Cardinals before. Now it's everything to us. We go to away games. We come here all the time. We love it.
And who's your favorite player?
My favorite player, I like all the players, but if I had to pick one, it would be Lane Renault, and it would be Aiden.
Aiden? Christina, your favorite player?
Clayton.
Ooh, Clayton. Lots of favorite players here, and a team, and a family that's invested in a team in Hamilton. Guys, back to you.
Oh, thanks so much, Troy. We got things going on all over the ballpark. So first of all, Jacob Lupton has come in, the righty on the hill now for the Brantford Red Sox, and sitting up with us is Luis Bernardo. Just smoked one back to Lupton. Delivered over to first base to Burdette for one away. Emily Thompson is up here. And Emily, how did you get – you were down there like 5 minutes ago.
I know. I ran in heels. Can you believe it? Because I wanted to see you guys. I was like, I hear there's an opening. Can I come see you guys? And now I'm here.
I thought we warned you about running in heels already.
I need to be warned a couple more times, I think.
Now, tonight, the Hamilton Ticats Dance and Cheer team was here. I mentioned it on social media as well. That they were here and you were involved in that. And for folks that don't know, you were a member of the Ticats Dance and Cheer.
I was.
And you looked like you didn't miss a beat tonight when you went out there and did the routine.
You know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I taped my knees. I took an Advil, joint and muscle, and I was ready to go. I maybe had a Red Bull. I'm not encouraging to drink a Red Bull, but that did help me. But it felt good to be on the field, even if it was just, for pretend for the night. I loved it.
It was fantastic. You did a great job once again. Again, it looked like you didn't miss a beat. I know from talking to some of the girls at the Canusa games, they were excited to have you come back as Dennis DeBanning fires a single, and it's one on for the Cardinals with one away. This season for you with the Cards, you're here every night. I've been in and out, mainly doing Friday Night Baseball. Neil's carried a lot of this season, but you've been here pretty well every single game. What's it been like for you?
Oh my gosh, I still remember how nervous I was for the home opener. The jitters going out onto the field to announce for the first time, like, hello, I am Emily Thompson. And now I just couldn't imagine my Fridays and Sundays, like, without the Cardinals team and without the fans and without doing this. It has taken up so much of my heart, and I enjoy it so much. And I just can't believe how special it is. And I really feel like you have to come here, be here, get the feelings, get the crowd, get the atmosphere, and you will know exactly what I mean by it.
Josh Niles, the batter now for the Cardinals. Neil, you and I have been impressed. We talk about Emily a lot on the broadcast and how she's able to manage all the wackiness that goes on at field level, including...
Because I'm wacky.
Well, all right, that works. You got to be a little crazy to want to have a microphone, I think. That goes with the territory. But one of the things that we love is watching you call on the rush of kids for the Run the Bases segment. I don't know how that started to build up, but it seems like as the season has gone along, you went from having a good group of kids at the beginning to now it's like a 15-minute segment. They come from everywhere, and it doesn't stop.
Absolutely. Like, the lineup is all the way down to the concession sometimes and over at the Silver Stands. But I love it because it just shows how much we're involved with the community and how the kids who never been on the field before get to actually be on the exact same field as the Cardinals. Like, that's a big deal. Like, those are their idols. And they even give them high fives and everything, and I love that for them. That's something they definitely go home and tell their friends, like, I ran on the bases. It's like, you know what? I want to run on the bases. I do.
Exactly. My daughter did the bases for the first time ever last Sunday when she was here. She had a blast, and she was marveling. That's all she was talking about to all her buddies and everything at camp all week as well. She wanted to come back tonight, but it's just unfortunately not possible. Maybe we'll get her in for the playoffs.
Come on, we got Sunday. We got Sunday. Kids run the bases.
Neil's not here Sunday.
Neil!
I got to do the Barry Brand.
Am I filling in for you?
I don't know.
Should we talk to the boss?
I think you got to talk to Jono about that one. I think there's some movement going on the broadcast chairs for Sunday. So I'm not sure where you're located yet, but I believe there's a lot of moving parts to this. As we'll close out the season against the Welland Jackfish Sunday afternoon at 2. Emily, some of these games run late on Friday nights.
Very late.
And yet you are able to keep the energy and keep the kids involved all the way through. You mentioned that it was the first time you'd done this with the Cardinals. How quickly did you take the baseball and understand where to hop in and be able to get them all going?
I am still trying to understand. I'm telling you, the kids that come to the games, they are amazing because they're like, oh yeah, that's a second out. I'm like, second out? All right, we got to get upstairs. We got to get ready. But I will tell you, I have become so much of a fan, and I am picking it up, so I'm very proud of myself. And yeah, it's funny. I said in my interview when I met Eric, I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. I said, I think, did they get a point? Like, I said point instead of run. My parents called me out on that. I was like, I understand if you don't want to hire me, but I said I will commit and I will know everything by the end of the season. So, and it's really fun when you have this group of guys, and I love watching them, and they're such a great team. And, I think what's really special about them is that adversity. Like, I know it's been a slump for us, but still, the fans are here. I am here for them. They've got each other, and I love watching that, and that makes me want to be involved and learn, what they're doing and what they're going through and, what's happening. Plus, we've had some wild ninth innings. Wild.
That we have.
Yes.
I joked with Neil last weekend after the near miss in the bottom of 9 on Friday night. Then they make the comeback on Sunday. I said, of course, it's the day I'm not there is when they finished the comeback off. But that last weekend was incredible. We talked to Tanner Rempel in the last inning, or a couple innings ago now, about the team and the feel around the team coming down the stretch here. These guys have not given up at all. It's been tough. The middle of July to the start of August, there was a bumpy road there. They've started to turn that around, a lot more runs being scored. They got to find a way to bounce back tonight. But it feels like these guys don't give up. And as a young team, that's great to see.
Yeah, and that's important, right? Because I think if you're seeing guys on your team or on, cheering for you and not cheering for you, and, you don't get the run you wanted or you missed, you walk, whatever, like, if you're going to sit there and not encourage each other, like, I think that says a lot. So I love that these guys keep their heads up, they stay strong, and they know that regardless, it's time to focus on the next game, regardless, win or lose. Time to move on to the next thing and get into the playoff focus, because it doesn't matter. We all have that chance to keep going forward. So I think that also helps.
Emily, it's been great having you up here with us. I know we can't keep you any longer because, as much as we like having you here, you got work to do down in the stands. So thanks so much for joining us up here, and we'll see you again on Sunday.
Yes, thank you so much. All right, guys, have fun. I'll be back.
Thanks, Emily.
Thank you so much. I don't know what I said, but
Emily Thompson, who makes everybody's Friday nights brighter. Just sitting up with us for a few minutes, Neil.
I can't get rid of the smile on my face now.
I know. She's like a shot of 5-hour energy for the broadcast.
Yeah. If I'm still up at 2 o'clock in the morning, you get a text message, you know what happened.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah. Couldn't get to sleep. Emily got rubbed off on us.
With the way that my little guy has not exactly been sleeping, I'll probably be up watching a game from the 80s. So.
All right.
He was really enjoying the other night. We were watching the Los Angeles Kings and the New York Islanders from 1984. He was very much enjoying Mike Bossy. I don't know what.
Mike Bossy and probably Marcel Dion back in those days.
Yeah, and I don't know what I'm going to tell him when he sees a game this year with the Islanders or the Kings, and I have to say, no.
That was many, many years ago.
Yeah, not the same thing, buddy.
Yeah. Or he's going to ask why the Kings are wearing the purple and yellows anymore.
I'm not looking forward to that. I think that's what got him into watching the game was the color.
Yeah.
Oh my, they're wearing purple and gold, which really were the best Kings jerseys. But
yeah,
we'll halt the digression there. As Alex,
I could never understand that when Gretzky went there, they ditched the purple and gold. You think they would have kept it to go with the Lakers and everything else? But
that's what I would have thought. As Alex Lanigan whiffs down Ruiz. 2 away after Jeremy Veilleux flew out to right, and since coming in, Lanigan has really settled this thing down for the Cardinals.
I think that you'll see this in the postseason at some point. You'll just see him going in for a couple innings, shut the door here, hand the ball off to Corbin Peters in the 8th inning, and probably Stephen Strecker in the 9th.
Yeah, that's two pretty good guys to hand that off to. Corbin Peters has really taken a step.
Yes.
And he can absolutely fireball coming out of the bullpen. And as much as we talked about when the Cardinals ended up having Duncan McLaughlin head off for the rest of the season, again, we hope he'll be back down the road. Corbin Peters almost took that as a challenge, it seemed like, Neil, and has made himself into a setup man. And if you can go Lanigan, Peters, Strecker, that's an imposing back end.
It definitely is.
As Burdette makes his way in and facing the 1-1, Lanigan puts that one outside.
Lanigan not wanting to go inside in Burdette's wheelhouse as he's still able to crush the baseball many, many miles here. If he gets it in on his hands. So he swings and misses at that one.
And if you're Alex Lanigan, it is important here to keep things quiet. You're only down by 3, and we have seen the Cardinals pull off much more miraculous things than that.
Oh, exactly. Now you're in the Red Sox bullpen. Ramos is out of the ball game, so hopefully they can start getting some base runners across.
Burdette slaps that on the ground. Josh Niles! Hello there!
Look what I found.
Did he play goalie at some point in his life?
I think so.
Off the hop, bare hand, back down to his glove. He almost surprised himself.
I think so. Oh, I caught it. Okay.
What a ridiculous play here by Josh Niles. Burdette smokes this ball, and then magic happens.
Indeed.
Can the Cardinals keep the magic going? It's the 7th inning stretch. Cards up to bat when we return to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Jacob Lupton continues on for the Brantford Red Sox, who hold a 4-1 lead, and he'll square off with Tanner Rempel making his way to the plate.
Cardinals at this point only 4 hits, only 1 off Lupton so far. I think they're just glad Isaiah Ramos is off the mound here.
And that wacky delivery. I'm still not exactly sure how to describe what we saw from Isaiah Ramos, but he had everybody scratching their head.
I definitely have a nickname for him now. He's now the Chameleon.
Oh, I like that.
I gave Jose Vinicio the magician. Isaiah Ramos is now the Chameleon.
Were you responsible for the conductor as well?
No, that one was not me, no.
Oh, okay.
I wish it was, because it fits. It's not me.
It does fit. The Chameleon, though, I like that one a lot. 0-2 now for Rempel, as Lupton delivers, and that one well outside.
Cardinals just need to be a little more patient at the plate now that Lupton's in here and try to work the count a little more and just wait for a pitch in these bats.
Lupton delivers, and that one fouled back by Rempel. Not a lot to discern on the season so far for Lupton, just the 6 innings pitched.
So likely he's trying to qualify for postseason here as well, so.
Yeah, he's got some work to do to get to that point. As he'll deliver, and Rempel skies this one. It's a tower as Lupton steps off the mound, and he'll have it away himself. 1 out.
F1 goes to put out. Usually the traffic, you want the pitcher to be a traffic cop out there and not involved in the traffic, but unfortunately he didn't have a choice on that play. Makes the grab himself, and there's 1 away.
Lane Renault will step in.
Renault's walked and struck out so far. He's done a good job of working the count so far. Lupton just 15 pitches with 1.1 innings so far in this inning.
And Renault sawed that one off. Lupton will gather it, and he'll step over on the bag himself, and he's recorded both the putouts.
1 unassisted on that one, and there's 2 away. Jacob Underwood, who's 0 for 2 in the contest.
Third baseman, number 21, Jacob.
And this is where things have gotten a little bit tough for the Cardinals. It's one of those nights where they just haven't gotten a lot rolling with the bats.
It's what's been going on the last few weeks is anyways, they'll get something going early, and then the bats will go quiet for probably about the 7th or 8th inning, and then they try to get back in the ball games, but sometimes it's come up a little too late. Can't do that in the postseason, that's for sure.
No, you certainly cannot. As Lupton delivered for strike 1, Underwood sends that one way out of the ballpark foul.
Red Sox pitchers going after these hitters all night. Not even being afraid to challenge anybody.
And with Lupton needing to qualify for the postseason, there is no action behind him. So the Cardinals, if they're going to do some damage here, are likely going to have to do it off of Lupton.
Just going to check the lineup card to see if he's actually listed as a junior or not. If he's listed as a junior, then he's already qualified, but.
As down on strikes goes Jacob Underwood, and we have reached the end of 7. It has been very quiet thus far for the Hamilton Cardinals. 1 run back in the bottom of the 1st, and they have to find a way to fight back over these last 2 innings as we send things down to our own Troy Islikar.
Guys, I'm down by the truck with Maddie, and Maddie is a bit of a sports jack of all trades. And let me get this straight, you work for the Hamilton Bulldogs, you work for the Hamilton Cardinals, you work for the Hamilton Kilty Bees, and the dreaded Niagara Ice Dogs. Yes. Reed Duffy's up in the booth there. He works for the Bulldogs. We're going to have to investigate this. You might be a double agent. Tell us what you do for the Hamilton Bulldogs and all these other teams in this area.
For the Hamilton Bulldogs, I started off working merchandise, and then I moved into game day operations, which I really enjoy, which I've been doing here at the Kilty Bees and at the Ice Dogs. And I honestly think this is a career that I want to pursue more often. and I really enjoy working for these teams. It's a great environment.
So you do a bit of games op stuff for the Hamilton Cardinals, and you said you did a bit of games ops for the Kilty Bees. You're really just diving right in there. Is there something that you've seen so far in sports that you'd like to really concentrate on?
I really look up to Matt Turek and Steve Steos, and I would like to pursue sports management in the future, and I'd really like to become a GM of a hockey team, potentially in the NHL if possible. That's kind of what I've been working towards.
And follow down the road. You said you were in grade 11. Where are you looking to go? Where are you thinking of going to school?
I'd really like to go to Humber, Brock, or Durham for sports management. I think they have really great programs that I've been looking into, and I really want to go there for schooling.
Well, Maddie is a great case that there is a lot of jobs in sports. If kids are out there interested in sports, they want to get a job in sports, Hamilton Cardinals are certainly a place to start. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Troy. I've gotten the pleasure to know Maddie a little bit with her time with the Bulldogs. As we take a look inside the Cable 14 truck, how those guys keep everything straight down there, I have no idea. And without them, we're just a couple of yutzes up here talking into microphones. But
no question.
Maddie is a special case, Neil. This is a young lady who has done everything that you could ask from her for the Bulldogs, for the Cardinals, for the Kilty Bees. I know now with the Ice Dogs, we can talk about that later. But she is someone who has a very bright future ahead and is, as Troy mentioned, a great subject to look at when you're trying to get into this field, because she jumped in with both feet. Work merch, work game ops, work whatever she can to get experience and build her way up. She's done it the right way.
Well, it's the same thing happened with me many, many moons ago in something like 1993, but that's okay. But yeah, that's how I got started. I honestly got involved with baseball and golf in the Guelph Royals back then, and my first job was flipping burgers in the concession stand. And then one night, they didn't have somebody to work the PA, so I wound up doing the PA system for one night. And it was like, okay, fine. And over time, you just get the experience, you get to know people in the leagues and everything else, and then people start calling you.
Yep.
And that's just how it works out.
Yep, I had the same sort of thing. I knew I wanted to do this job since the time I was very young, and I started actually calling games on my own Sega Genesis, not to age myself either, but then doing some PA for local tournaments,
yep.
And eventually, you knock on enough doors and volunteer enough that
yep.
You get that call.
Exactly. And it's great to see young people like her doing that and taking that initiative on their own. They're trying to carve their own way into the sports industry.
I actually did not know that Maddie's ultimate dream is to end up the general manager of a team. I'd like to see that sometime down the line.
I would like to as well.
Spend 5 minutes talking to her about the Bulldogs. She's unbelievable. She knows everything. I'm happy she doesn't want to be the announcer, because I would be looking over my shoulder.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, the demo tape's going out when?
Yeah. When do I need to get to the big leagues by so that I don't get replaced?
Yeah, pretty much. Of course, you have Dylan Baker in London, who's only 17 years old. I don't know if you've ever met Dylan or not, but
I have not.
You definitely want to keep an eye on that young man.
Oh, fantastic.
I've known him since he was 12, so he's been doing the London Majors broadcasts. Of course, he's worked with Sportsnet. Jamie Campbell came up into the broadcast booth and called an inning with him as well.
I saw that. Great throw by Nicholson across the diamond to get to Josh Niles, and it's 2 away in the inning. I had not that young, actually. That bests my debut. I called an AHL game at 20. And that was my sort of claim to fame when I was starting out doing that game between the Hamilton Bulldogs of the AHL and the Hartford Wolfpack. Pierre-Alexandre Parenteau, who went on to a very successful NHL career, was playing for the Hartford Wolfpack at the time.
Good old P.A. Parenteau. I remember that name.
And you could tell even on that night, this guy is going to be really good. 0-2 the count from Lanigan to Jarrett Lupton. 2 away in the inning. Fly out from Wilson and a ground out from Fishbaum. And Lanigan has changed the face of this game for the Cardinals, as he has kept everything silent for the Red Sox, as again, that ball just kept bending foul. But Neil, they've got to respond with some runs for him. Bottom of 8, bottom of 9 is all that's left.
No question. They got to get him a couple of runs here, even just to So his effort's not in vain here.
Dylan Clement had a very good outing to open up his IBL career. Very impressive work. Lanigan looking to complete 3 innings clean.
Yep. And we did some checking. Jake Lupton is a junior, so he's already qualified for postseason, so he's just out there eating up some innings tonight.
Oh, Jacob Underwood. How about that for a charging catch out in foul ground? Off of third base, he'll wrap that up, and it's 3 away. The Cardinals get the bats back in their hands up against the junior Lupton when we return to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Bottom of the 8th inning. Jarrett Lupton, who, as Neil mentioned right before break, is a junior. So, Neil, he is, as you said, qualified for playoffs. He's eating up innings for the Red Sox and doing a great job of it thus far.
No question so far. A stellar 3 up, 3 down inning to start the 7th inning. Made 2 putouts. Actually, he was responsible for all 3 putouts. He got the strikeout as well. So he definitely did the job that first inning of work there. Now he's got the top of the order. Brandon Nicholson, Quinn Cotton, and Tyler Duncan due up here.
And he'll start Nicholson out with a strike.
Out-of-town scoreboard. London's holding on to that 6-4 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning over the Barrie Baycats. If this one doesn't go the Cardinals' way, they will finish in 6th place and face the 3rd-place team, either Kitchener or Barrie.
Lupton delivers. Nicholson puts that on the ground. It hops over the glove. Throw from short was on target, but not in time. Wow.
Gus Wilson. Wow. Gus the bus. No wonder they call him the bus. He's always there and always on time.
Watch this. Off the glove of Jarrett Lupton. Oh, that's ridiculous.
Wow. He's going to steal some All-Star votes.
He's going a long way towards it, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
As Jacob Lupton opens up Quinn Cotton with a strike.
Nicholson will be aboard on an infield single. And
he's on his way to second. And he's in with the stolen base.
Nicholson's 2nd stolen base of the evening and his 2nd base hit. Cardinals finally threatening after that long slumber since the 3rd inning.
Count is 1-1 with Cotton up, and now Nicholson in scoring position. Tyler Duncan on deck.
An 0-2 count.
And Cotton shoots this through the hole. Nicholson's going to round 3rd. They're not going to stop him. He'll come home. It's a 4-2 ball game. Cotton has the RBI single.
Quinn Cotton was his 2nd RBI of the night. The Cardinals back on the scoreboard now, trailing 4-2.
Right fielder number 5, Tyler Duncan.
Rocky Mountain Thunder. Tyler Duncan. He has the potential to tie this ball game with one crack of his bat.
He definitely does.
And potentially pass the conductor for the IBL's home run lead, although that one runs inside and Lupton gets him swinging. 0-1.
Of course, allows a throw back over. Cotton back safely. Salazzo's got another game at Christie Pitts for sure, maybe two, as they do have a makeup game against the Kitchener Panthers that'll likely have to be scheduled as well.
Bring a ball glove and binoculars.
Yes. And please don't be playing on that diamond behind Dominico Field.
Yeah, we talked about that one. He just about scolded a poor second baseman.
They mentioned it in the documentary, too. I'm not going to tip. You definitely have to go watch that. That was a great show. Great job to Chris Lazar on that team that put that together.
You know, I got to give Chris the business because I sat up here with him for 2 Fridays. He didn't tell me he was doing that.
He didn't mention it till last week, actually, when I guess the cat got out of the bag. Of course, I guess it must have been a school project. That one had some lasers on it.
Talk about a guy with a lot of potential in broadcasting.
Yep.
Chris Lazar is going to be really good.
He is.
And his podcast has been a game changer for following the IBL.
It definitely helps introduce a lot of players to a lot of people.
Duncan is serious in this at bat. He is swinging heavy at just about everything. Remains down 0-2, but has sent the last 2 out foul.
It's so, I don't know, it's so different to see a pitcher go and challenge Duncan. Most guys would try to pitch around him in this league, but not the Brantford Red Sox. They're going right after him.
That one low, ball 1. I was going to say it's completely different from what we've seen the last few weeks.
Yep.
Pitchers trying to pitch around Tyler Duncan. They don't want to put anything in the wheelhouse.
Well, Bernardo's been swinging the hot stick of late, too, so maybe that's what there is. I realize, okay, well, maybe you give up the lesser of two evils here.
That one high, 2-2. 7th pitch of the at-bat upcoming.
Still no activity down the Red Sox bullpen, so Lupton is definitely doing the yeoman's job here.
Looks like Rasheal Bott and Corbin Peters warming in the Red Sox pen as Duncan chops this one on the ground high into the air, and that one is going to get down for a single. And it's 2 on with nobody away.
Good play by the third baseman not to throw it across the diamond as he realized where it was and where Duncan was.
Number 14, Luis Bernardo.
Yeah, if Lupton tries to deliver that and misses.
You're looking at for a one-run ball game and Duncan probably at third. Now Luis Bernardo will bat with 2 on and nobody away here.
Burdette came right on to cut that off, Neil, and kind of calm everything down. Tying run is at first. Bernardo at the plate represents a potential go-ahead run. And 1-0 the count as Lupton came way inside. Bernardo chops that up over third base. It's fair. Cotton rounds. It's a 1-run game. And now Tyler Duncan is going to scurry his way home. Bernardo into third safe. Tie game.
Somebody give Luis Bernardo an oxygen mat stat. But he just tied the ball game. As he's flat out on top of third base.
What a play by Luis Bernardo.
A broken play that, the third baseman kind of gave up on and didn't chase the ball down. The left fielder had to go back, charging in to get the ball. The left fielder did everything he could to get it back in the infield, but nobody was home, and that one goes crippling past the pitcher's mound, will allow Duncan to score from third and Bernardo to go to third.
Downright wacky. Off the glove of Lupton. It rolls into left field. Cotton scored easily. Then Duncan comes all the way around. And the potential go-ahead run is now at third, 90 feet away, with still nobody out.
And this is what's been the nemesis for the Brantford Red Sox all year. That one bad inning with a bunch of bad defensive plays behind it.
I feel bad for Nate down to our left having to score that.
So do I.
As Lupton delivers, and that one outside. How did you do that so fast?
He's a man. He's the man. Just pay the man.
Unbelievable. That's why he's the best scorer in the league.
I'd like to argue that a little bit, but that's okay.
Well, okay.
I only kind of do it part-time now.
Oh, I see the argument now.
Yeah.
I see.
I only do it part-time now.
Folks, I am extremely lucky. I work with an incredible crew.
We're blessed to have you.
Oh, thank you. I love being up here. This is way too much fun.
It is. I don't know what I'm going to do all winter, man. I don't know. I have to call you just once a week to just like, hey, what's going on?
You want to come and hang out in the booth in Brantford?
By all means. I got nothing going on.
Come on up.
Only nights I'm really busy when the kids are there, but other than that, yeah, I'm pretty much free most nights.
Troy and I'll bring up a chair for you. You can just hang out with us.
All right, I'll bring the donaires.
Oh, Troy! Troy's going to come running up here. I don't know where he is down there, but
you said donaires. Where are they?
Yeah. Delivery from Lupton, and that one runs inside on DeBanning. Big hello to Brantford Bulldogs general manager Matt Turek, who told me he's watching along. Matt Turek, one of the best people in hockey. As DeBanning swings through that one and one away.
And now they're going to take him out here. What is going on here?
Yeah, DeBanning is... Oh, Lupton just blew a kiss from the mound to Dennis DeBanning.
Oh, boy.
And I think Trevor Stoico saw it.
He did. Stoico saw it and told the third base umpire. And Luis Bernardo not liking that one at all. He takes a few steps down the line here.
Luis Bernardo is a bit of a policeman for the Cardinals. Here, we'll take another look at it. Lupton, he's barking at DeBanning. They're still going at that point, and I think it's coming here.
Yep.
Oh, we went away from it just before. Lupton turned as DeBanning had his back turned, walking to the dugout. Lupton turned and blew the kiss to the Cardinals left fielder. And now there's going to be a discussion between Lupton and Sean Schaefer.
Probably something to remind him, hey, you can't do that. Not supposed to incite a riot out here.
Yeah. I think tempers flared a little bit right there. Looks like everybody's kind of calmed it back down.
Cardinals have an opportunity here to get this run home still here. The infield now in, one away for Josh Niles. It's Lupton pounds the strike zone again for strike one.
Niles has struck out tonight, and he hit into an inning-ending double play. Lupton runs that one inside, and the Cardinals dugout right now is all over Lupton.
They are. Jacob Lupton might have to have some friends take him out to the parking lot afterwards.
They are not happy with the Red Sox pitcher. And that one outside 2-1. Looks like almost every member of the Cardinals is on their feet down there at the dugout.
And even the bullpen's on full high alert down there.
As on the outside corner, 2-2. Base hit here for Niles would be massive. As Lupton delivers, check swing by Niles. He didn't go, and it's a full count. Niles would lead into Tanner Rempel with the go-ahead run 90 feet from home. A little bit less than that as Bernardo takes the lead. And Niles puts this on the ground. It gets through the feet of Burnett. Bernardo will jog home. Niles on his horse over to second. The Cardinals take the lead.
I'm going to borrow something from the Red Sox right there. That's shades of Bill Buckner.
Oh, did you have to?
Well, I had to because it's almost the same sort of play there. Almost the same sort of play. It just kind of skipped off Burnett.
And Josh Niles is Mookie Wilson in this scenario.
I guess he is.
By the way, that was 2 years before I was born, and it still hurts me. The number of times I saw that play as a kid.
That was the first time I ever watched the World Series.
Oh.
Had to beg my parents to stay up that late.
Now, see, because I was born after that as a Red Sox fan,
Yeah.
I always felt really bad for Bill Buckner because the guy is a legend.
Oh, he is. No question he is.
And that one play ruined what should have been a luckily they do now.
Yeah.
Celebrate his storied career.
Oh, no question.
But that one play for years just hung over him.
And the hardest thing he said was he had to allow the Reds to forgive the Red Sox fans. It wasn't everything else. It wasn't the Red Sox media. It was the Red Sox fans that he just held the hell. Because, of course, they vilified the poor guy.
Yeah, and I can understand that. It did seem ridiculous to me. As a Red Sox fan, it seemed absolutely ridiculous. I get it. Curse. I didn't live through the longest stretches of the curse.
Nope.
I got to see it broken, but to blame Bill Buckner for crying out loud. As Lupton delivers outside 2-1 to Rempel.
Do they still call him Aaron Bleeping Boone still in Fenway, or is it okay now?
Oh, no. He's the manager of the Yankees
I know
now.
still,
That'll never be. No, you can't. That one, of course, as a kid, haunted me far more than the Buckner plays. What is going on down at the Cardinals dugout?
That was a balk called on the pitcher, and the ball was fouled away. So. And now the Cardinals getting a warning from the third base umpire.
Keith McConkey is over there telling the Cardinals, knock it off.
Yeah.
Dean Castelli is saying, hey, wait a minute. You got to give my guy something here.
Yeah. They've been all over lumped in this last half inning. Infield in again as the runners now at third base.
Niles over to third on the block. And that one away, 3-1.
Tanner Rempel will just probably likely take a pitch here. Unless it's right down Green Street, they can smash it somewhere in the green space.
I have never seen a reaction like that on a balk from a dugout. As Tanner Rempel fires this one out into left field. Niles crosses the plate. Rempel's got an RBI single.
Tanner Rempel with the RBI single to the left. Cardinals now make this one 6-4 as it's been a 5-run inning. And that's going to do it for Jake Lupton.
Remember what Tanner Rempel said to us? We just got to score some runs.
That's all we've been doing in this inning, the 8th inning. Once again, the big inning for the Cardinals.
And Rempel absolutely laces one into left field. And Josh Niles jogs his way home, and Mike Marasco, who is a guru on the music.
No, never an opportunity missed by Marasco, that's for sure.
No. So Rempel cashes the RBI single. And still with just one out in the inning, the Cardinals have turned this game completely on its head.
They definitely have. They're trying to get the pitcher to turn around here so we can see who it is.
I believe
it's number 21.
Spencer Jameson, who is listed as an infielder.
I think it's Aiden Armitage.
So there is, there's something going on with the jerseys for the Red Sox tonight.
Yeah.
21, Aiden Armitage.
Because on the roster sheet,
it's Spencer Jameson.
21 is listed as Spencer Jameson, but on the actual card, I believe it is listed as Aiden Armitage.
Yep.
These things happen.
They do, especially this time of year when they got some other junior call-ups in the lineup too.
So Aiden Armitage will come in, and it's not exactly in an enviable situation. The Cardinals' dugout is charged up right now. They're having a big inning. Lane Renault's coming up with just one out, and Tanner Rempel over at first.
I think they channeled their inner Tie Cat tonight. Somebody poked the cat. That was not the right thing to do.
I don't know if you want to go there after last night.
No, I don't think you either, no. How did you lose to Edmonton?
I don't know.
Like, I don't follow football at all, but I'm just don't. I know how bad Edmonton's been. So
changes may have to be made, but that's a much bigger. Yeah. Troy has some thoughts on that we can get him to expand on postgame.
Yep.
I wouldn't ask him to do it on air. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think you can put that on air at all.
No. Got the same reaction from my dad last night too.
Yikes.
As Lane Renault steps into the batter's box. Armitage delivers, and Renault wanted to lift that one over the left field wall. 0-1.
Renault 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out to the pitcher. He's also walked in the second inning. If you're just tuning in, Cardinals storm back down 4-1 in this inning and put up a 5 spot in the 8th inning. To lead this one 6-4.
On a couple of wacky plays.
Indeed.
Including Luis Bernardo, who will go down with an RBI single but ended up at third.
And needed an oxygen tank.
It's like, you guys really made me run this far?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Like, come on. It was a single. What am I doing at third?
Every time he looked up, the ball was rolling. He just kept going.
Yep. Got the third and that said, okay, I'm stopping.
1-2 to Renault. He'll chop it on the ground, and that one will run out foul. And Josh Niles, who ended up cashing Luis Bernardo, did so on, as Neil mentioned, the Buckner special.
Yeah. Sorry I went there.
I was having such a pleasant evening.
Yes. Not enough Red Sox fans messaging me.
As Renault puts this on the ground to second for 1, back to first for 2. It's an inning-ending double play. Aiden Armitage gets the job done, but Neil, the Cardinals strike 5 times in the bottom of the 8th to take a 6-4 lead.
Cardinals getting the job done with the bats when they needed to here in the 8th inning. And now we'll take a 2-run lead into the 9th inning.
We head to the top of the 9th. Cardinals with a chance to put it away, and Corbin Peters will be the man tasked with it. We'll be right back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Corbin Peters will come in for the top of the 9th inning and a chance to pick up a save in this ball game, as Stefan Strecker, who would usually step in these spots, is actually with his son's baseball team in Cleveland. So, Stefan, if you're watching, this one's for you.
Yes, indeed. Corbin Peters will come into the action. His 18th appearance of the season. He does have 2 starts, 31 innings pitched. He's allowed 36 hits, 23 runs, 41 strikeouts for Peters, and a 2-2 record with 2 saves, and a .493 ERA.
He's been a bit of the jack of all trades for the Cardinals.
He definitely has been.
He can step in almost as an opener to start.
Yep.
He can do the 8th inning. He can do the 9th inning. And tip of the cap to Alex Lanigan, who pitched 3 innings, didn't give up a hit.
Yep. Absolutely shut down the Red Sox when they needed to be shut down the most.
9 up, 9 down for Lanigan.
Out-of-town scoreboard, the Barrie Baycats creeping back into that ball game. It's bottom of the 7th inning. It's now 6-5 for the London Majors in the bottom of the 7th inning.
And suddenly there's a bunch of London fans sweating.
There definitely is. Of course, the Kitchener Panther fans are hoping that score stays that way. So Sunday really pretty much will determine second place. And let them rest some guys next week. The league is trying to get as many teams to play out as many games out the string as possible as well. So be games Monday and Tuesday to be made up.
Corbin Peters delivers his first pitch. The only trouble here for Peters is that it will be the top of the order. So Bowles, Wilson, Kazemka, if anybody reaches Veilleux.
Yep. Veilleux having another great night against his former team.
Peters with the look into Bernardo. And Bowles fouls that back, evens the count at 1-1.
Bowles 1 for 2 in the contest. A single, a run scored, a sacrifice fly with an RBI and a walk.
With Corbin Peters, Neil, it really felt like from the beginning of the season, once he started to locate that fastball, he's got incredible heat.
He definitely does.
Once he located it, his season changed.
Yep. Saw it in spurts last year against the Guelph Royals in the postseason.
And with his stuff, he could end up being an elite level closer.
Yep.
Cardinals will be happy to use him as a setup man here, although tonight closing. Got 5 innings out of the junior and Clement, 3 innings out of Lanigan. They need just 1 out of Peters, who gets Bowles swinging. Bernardo over to Niles. That's 1 away on the strikeout, going 2-3. Let's take a look back at how the Cardinals got themselves into the lead. There's the Luis Bernardo hit. Quinn Cotton came around, and by the end of that play, Bernardo ended up over at third, and there is the play through the legs of Burdette that scored Bernardo, who has been a big part of this ball game. Tanner Rempel then scoring Josh Niles.
Yep. And that changed the course of the ball game here. A 5-run 8th inning.
And Peters opens up Wilson with a strike.
Wilson 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. He has struck it out.
Yeah, that was one of the pair for Lanigan. As Peters delivers, and that one on the outside corner. What a pitch by Peters. Looked like he went slider, and it just moved right away from Wilson.
So the Cardinals will do some scoreboard watching and probably cheering quietly for the Toronto Maple Leafs tomorrow, as they're hosting the Guelph Royals. The Guelph Royals are hosting the Maple Leafs. Toronto and Guelph have a home-and-home series this weekend.
Custodio and Jan?
I wouldn't expect Custodio pitch Tuesday. He only needs to face 1 batter. You might see a batter tomorrow, and then that'll probably be it for him. You'll probably see Jan for sure, and then you'll probably see
Yuki Narita.
Narita's been using the closer spot a little bit too. So.
Oh, right. Oh, Peters again. Beautiful pitch, and it's 2 away. He started that at Wilson's shoulder and bent it back.
Stepping up to the plate, the right fielder, number 41, Christian Kazemka.
Kazemka as the Red Sox down to their last out in the ball game.
If the Cardinals finish tied with the Royals in the standings, unfortunately the Cardinals will finish 6th. If they finish tied with the Maple Leafs in the standings, they'll finish 6th as well.
So they got to be clean ahead.
Yep.
As Peters delivers, and that one just off, 1-0. Just to finish that thought on starting pitchers for Guelph, Narita's in the closer spot. Would it be Concepcion that gets the start?
You might see Concepcion. You might see another guy that they're just trying to eat some innings up tomorrow, too. So
Kazemka on the ground. Oh, Lane Renault had a skip off his wrist and out into right field. Tyler Duncan will jog on, and Kazemka's on base.
Likely will be a base hit on that one.
That exploded on Renault.
Yep.
Hitter number 12, Jeremy.
That's one of the ones you just put behind you and say, hey, there's nothing I can do about that. Let's get the next one.
Oh, that absolutely hopped right to his wrist.
Yep. I would not be surprised to see the Royals throw Kyle Thomas maybe tomorrow.
Kyle Thomas, yes. I was trying to go through their pitching staff in my head and think, with Narita in the closer spot, who does that bump up?
But Narita might get the start too, because it's just a matter of whoever they want to. Of course, they do have to. They do have a game to make up against London as well next week, so you might see Custodio. But I don't know. If I don't want to waste it, would you want to? If you're going to use Custodio, you might as well use him Saturday, and then rest him for next Thursday.
Yeah, that would seem to make more sense.
He only pitched 6 on Tuesday's game, and there's actually a consecutive strikeout streak of 10 or plus more actually ended. He only got 8 in that contest.
Oh, only?
Only 8, you know.
Jeez. Peters ran that one inside, 1-1.
He had a streak of 12 consecutive ball games with 10 or more strikeouts.
That is superhuman.
Yeah.
Had he been with the Royals all season, he would have run away with the...
He would have been probably 250 this year in strikeouts.
Yeah, he would have run away as pitcher of the year.
Oh, no question.
As Veilleux labels this one out into left, Kazemka's going to hold up at second, and it's 2 on with 2 outs.
And Chris Ruiz coming to the plate. Ruiz has got a pair of walks, a strikeout, and a fly out to right field.
Stepping up to the plate, the catcher.
Well, now things get interesting. And you're right, Neil. Jeremy Veilleux has had quite the night against his former club.
A sack, a double, a walk, and now a single.
And Peters needing 1 out. On the outside part of the plate, strike 1. And Ruiz has a look back, just confirming with Sean Schaefer. Schaefer, outside of a couple of pitches now, he's been pretty darn consistent.
He has been.
And really, you can't ask for more than that.
No, you can't.
Bit of a refreshing change from what we've seen the last couple of weeks.
Indeed.
Feel bad for Jason Wilbur, who's seen strike zones go from decent size to the size of the head of a thimble. As Ruiz sends this one into center field, Cotton's going to have to take it on the hop, and 1 run is going to come in to score. So all the way around from second
goes Christian Kazemka. Veilleux stops at second base. And Ruiz is at first now with the tying run at second base, the go-ahead run at first for Nick Burdett.
So the RBI single makes this a 6-5 game. And actually, that was a pinch runner. I think that was Roger Keane who came around.
Roger Keane.
Nick Burdett with an opportunity to extend this ball game, and he'll chop the first one foul.
Pretty sure that went off his body there. Yeah, he's taking a couple more seconds. I think it hit off something.
So Corbin Peters, who was flying in this inning, struck out Bowles, struck out Wilson. It was charged as an E4 to Renault. Keane came in to run for Kazemka, and that's the runner that came around to score. Back-to-back singles following from Veilleux and Ruiz. Ruiz, who's having a pretty good night for himself. This is the 3rd time he's been on base. 2 walks and a single. Delivery from Peters. That one ran in high, 1-1.
Red Sox have definitely played these Hamilton Cardinals really tough this year.
Well, they've done it to the Jackfish as well. And Burdette sends this one into right. Underneath it is Tyler Duncan. The Cardinals have the comeback victory on a Friday night.
The comeback kids strike once again as these Cardinals say never say die once again. 6-5 is your final score.
The Cardiac Cards strike in the bottom of the 8th for 5. 1 run scores in the top of 9, but it won't be enough. Corbin Peters will stop them there. Cardinals pick up the 6-5 victory. And Neil, when you look at it for the Cardinals tonight, maybe not conventional, but they got a little bit of everything. A really solid start from the junior in Clement. Lanigan was brilliant in his 3 innings, and Peters gets the job done.
He definitely does, and of course the Cardinals on the bats in the 8th inning. It wasn't anything special. Nobody had hitting big knocks or anything, but just guys going up to the plate and saying, hey, you're not beating me this time. And that's what the difference was. They got some singles. They got a couple of breaks on the defense as well, but that's pretty much what you have to do going into the postseason.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Lanigan is credited with the win. Peters gets the save in that scenario.
Yep.
So that's big to build off of for a couple of pitchers who the Cardinals are going to have to rely on going into the playoffs. You're going to start an impressive rotation led by Cardinal, Walters, Ring. And if you've got Wilbur, Lanigan, Peters, Strecker, all out of that bullpen,
yep.
Hey, this is a 6th-place team. It doesn't look much like a 6th-place team.
Exactly. And if you're the Barrie Baycats or the Kitchener Panthers, you know exactly what you're going to be facing here.
And if there's a healthy Clayton Keys and Quinn Cotton bumps over to left, that changes everything.
It changes everything.
Cardinals.
It definitely does.
That's a whole lot more on base as we are going to send things downstairs to Troy Islikar, who's standing by with the best mustache in the IBL. It's Rocky Mountain Thunder, Tyler Duncan.
We look forward to seeing you back here on Sunday afternoon at 2.
Oh, hang on just a sec, folks. We've had technical difficulties down at field level as they're perfecting the microphone. So, Neil, we'll get back down to Troy and Tyler momentarily and talk about guys that are going to need to be big for the playoff run. Tyler Duncan is going to be a guy that's going to have a lot on his shoulders, especially if he finds himself in a spot where he could potentially have Nicholson, Cotton, Keys batting in front of him.
Yep.
He could come up with guys on base a lot.
Guys on base, he's going to have to be patient, let these guys maybe take a pitch or two, let them get back in the scoring position, steal that extra base so it's easier for you to bring those runs home.
And Nicholson, we know, is clearly adept at doing that. Cotton and Keys, no slouches on the base pass either. This is a Cardinals lineup that, you can talk about the downturn for them through July to the beginning of August, but we're seeing the fight. We're seeing the potential out of this lineup.
Yep.
They are not going to be an easy opponent.
Oh, they're not. You can see, especially if you're the Barrie Baycats, you just have to look in your back of your head and go, every time we got to the 8th inning against these guys, they found a way to score runs. So no lead is safe against this Cardinals team.
Yeah, last Friday night we saw the near comeback against the Maple Leafs. Sunday, they did pull the comeback off. Tonight, they come back again in the bottom of the 8th. We'll try this once again down at field level. Troy Islikar with the best mustache in the IBL, Tyler Duncan. I think we're still having some issues with the microphone down at field level. Somehow it was working, and then it was not.
I think we got a snowstorm.
Yeah, we got a snowstorm down at field level. So we'll try to catch up with Tyler at some point as we get down the stretch here, either Sunday or into the playoffs. But, Neil, if you're the Hamilton Cardinals, This is a really good win.
It is a huge win for them. Something you build off of going into the weekend where you're going to have to take on the Welland Jackfish and then the Kitchener Panthers on Monday.
The Welland Jackfish is the next challenge for this Cardinals team. It's right back here Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock on Cable 14. I know I don't have you sitting next to me, but you'll be here in spirit.
I'll be here in spirit. I'll have the game on in the corner when I'm doing the Barry Kitchener game. So we'll definitely keep an eye on you guys as well.
That's probably good because I believe it's Troy up here with me, so we'll need somebody to keep an eye on us. But you're back for playoffs.
I absolutely am.
Can't wait to be back with you, my friend. For my broadcast partner, Neil Sriwastawa, Troy Islikar down at field level, thanks to the great Cable 14 production team who made Friday Night Baseball possible all this regular season. I'm Reed Duthie, the Cardinals, the Cardiac Cards, a 6-5 comeback victory on Cable 14.